are fond of calling our heroes by hard-hitting nicknames. Ah, what memories are stirred by the sound of Stonewall Jackson and Blood and Guts Patton. And in our outfit, Lieutenant Spunky Merriweather.
I'll make this brief. It's chow time, and you're hungry. But I've got some big news. As you know, basic ends next weekend. And if our company performs up to standard, there'll be passes for everybody. Now, the command has decided, and I'll admit to a modest role in the arrival at this decision, to designate the weekend as Parent Visiting Weekend. I want every soldier to write and invite his parents here for the final drills, field problems, and retreat. I want your parents to take a good look at you, to see how each and every one of you has been transformed into an American fighting man. Intelligent, resourceful, lean, fit, trim, neat.
You rang? I wouldn't exactly call my friend Maynard G. Krebs a bad soldier. Yes, I would. That's exactly what I'd call him. But he's darn near through basic training now. A spooky thought in itself. And he and all the rest of us are getting excited about our graduation and Parents Visiting Weekend. The parents are excited too, I'll bet. I mean, I wrote to Dad about it. Now imagine how happy he'll be when he gets my letter.
Don't bother reading the boy's letter, Winnie. Let me guess.
Herbert, really?
Dear Mom and Dad, I am fine. How are you? As I am a little short of cash this week, please send me $25.
Herbert, really?
I'm wrong?
Yes, you're wrong.
All right, what does he say?
Dear Mom and Dad, how are you? I am fine. As I am a little short of cash this week, could you send me $10?
Oh, I'm sorry. I misjudged the boy.
And that's not all. We're invited to visit him.
Oh, I gotta take the cash up to him personally, huh?
You weren't even listening. We're going up for Parents Visiting Weekend. And we're going to see the maneuvers, whatever they are, and watch him graduate from basic training.
Watch him go through a mess of back-breaking training exercises, huh? Hey, that'll be fun. Seeing how the Army has turned soft, flabby boys into strong, hard, disciplined men.
Oh, dear, you mean they've brutalized my baby? Taken the dimples out of those rosy cheeks, the sparkle out of those mischievous eyes.
Winnie, it had to happen sometime. After all, he is no longer a baby, learning soft, sweet, gentle things from his soft, sweet, gentle mother.
If they've changed 1 inch of my baby, I'll clobber them.
Winnie.
I'll break every bone in their miserable bodies.
Winnie.
I'll pulverize them, the cowards.
Winnie, it is only natural for a boy to suddenly grow up and become a man. Remember how it happened to me in WW2?
It did?
Well, of course it did.
Well, if you say so, dear.
Never mind the sarcasm. Wait till you see how it's happening to him. When you get down to camp, you're going to see what the Army has turned him into.
I'll batter him.
Winnie, you are going to see a man. Strong, hard, self-reliant, ready to face the toughest emergency, able to endure the most punishing hardships.
Maynard, would you cut the fan? I'm getting a windburn.
Hey, Dope, clue me about this Parents Visiting Weekend.
Sure, Maynard. What do you want to know?
Who's it for?
Parents.
Oh. What's it for?
Visiting.
Oh. When's it for?
This weekend.
Oh. Oh. Parents Visiting Weekend. That's how I got the name, Dope. Parents Visiting Weekend. You get it? Parents Visiting Weekend.
Good thinking.
That's like brilliant. I sure got it up here, huh, Dope?
You sure have, Maynard.
Yeah, and some people say I don't use my head. How come?
The green-eyed monster.
Like where?
Here, forget it. Never mind. Forget it, Maynard. Forget it. Boy, I can hardly wait to see Mom and Dad.
Yeah, me too.
Well, good. Then your folks are coming.
I don't know. I didn't even invite them.
Maynard, you just said you could hardly wait to see your Mom and Dad.
No, I can hardly wait to see your Mom and Dad. They're like real human beings.
Maynard.
Your mom is anyhow.
Look.
Your father's kind of mean and rotten, and all the time hollering. No offense.
No offense, Maynard.
Yeah, but his heart's in the right place, and
Yeah.
he means good.
Uh-huh.
But it must be all
Good.
kind of scrunched around, because he comes out mean
Maynard.
and rotten, and all the time hollering.
Maynard, enough! Now, here. I want you to write to your folks this minute and invite them up for Parents Visiting Weekend.
Dope, I don't like to write letters.
Then phone them.
I don't like the phone either.
Maynard, at the moment, we happen to be out of carrier pigeons.
I like wait.
Right.
Dear Sir or Madam.
Maynard, they're your folks. Oh, yeah.
Dear Mr. and Mrs. Krebs.
You know, this will be great. After 8 weeks, I'm finally going to see my folks. Gee, it's been so long. I hope we won't treat each other like strangers.
Hey, Dobe,
Yeah?
how do you spell Krebs?
So our preparations for Parents Visiting Weekend began. We wanted to impress our folks when they came up to visit, to let them know that the awkward, helpless little boys they said goodbye to a few weeks ago were now awkward, helpless little soldiers. We wanted to show them that we were tough and independent, able to do things by ourselves. 45, 46, 47, 48. Pretty good, huh, Sarge?
Dandy.
You said this was going to be hard.
Try it without your buddy, Gillis.
You're kidding.
Krebs, back off. Okay, Gillis.
I see what you mean.
As you were. Sergeant, I've got great news for you. Your squad has been chosen for the plum of the entire maneuvers. I'm proud of you, Sergeant.
You mean, sir,
Operation Xerxes.
the secret mission?
The 2-week special training?
Suicidesville?
Right. The Expendables.
We hardly dared to hope.
Well, that's it. Let's stay in line now. Toe the mark. Keep up to snuff. Stay on the ball. Stick with it. Keep our noses clean and give it the old try. It's your chances to be real heroes, men. So get rested up. This is going to be it.
This is going to be it. I'll tell you what it's going to be. A headache. Our folks are coming up tomorrow. But instead of spending the whole weekend with them, we'll have to spend part of the time going through some mixed-up maneuvers. Doggone it. I love the Army, but why do they have to do things upside down and backwards?
Oh, I love the way they do things in the Army, Winnie. You know, with that zing pow.
I wonder where Dobie is. Isn't he supposed to meet us here?
Oh, he'll be right here. Don't worry.
Oh,
Winnie.
I can hardly wait. You know, Herbert, this is really a very nice place. It's not at all primitive like I expected from what you've told me.
Oh, that's all on the surface. Underneath, there's still that iron discipline, rugged living conditions, back-breaking training exercises. Oh, ain't it great?
You know, Herbert, from the way you talk, I get the impression that you really want Dobie to suffer.
Well, the more hardships he's endured, the better it is for him. You know, the tougher the training, the stronger the soldier. That's why he'll be a little grim and tight-lipped, and maybe even a little surly.
Hi, Mom.
Good to see you.
Hey,
going out already. Look at that.
And
Oh,
Maynard,
sharp,
dear,
huh?
your parents couldn't come. Oh, they were so broken-hearted. They talked about it and planned it all week. And then last night, just as they were packing, your father broke out in a terrible case of hives.
He always gets them when he hears my name mentioned like 3 or 4 times real fast. Yeah, when my mother has to mention my name to him, she usually spells it out.
Maynard.
All he gets is a little rash.
Hey, Maynard.
When he sees my name written down, it hardly bothers him at all. Just a few little goosebumps is all.
That's all right, dear, because we promised your parents that we'd keep an eye on you, and so you'll be our other soldier for the weekend. Isn't that right, Herbert?
Yeah, sure. Well, if you yardbirds can get off the post for chow, the treat is on old Sergeant Gillis. I'm going to take you out and get you a real meal. Now, wrap you around a big steak, you know, someplace where you'll feel free to talk, you know, without being afraid of your old iron pants lieutenant. Oh, I know those guys. They get a hold of a manual and...
Folks, I'd like to have you meet our CO, Lieutenant Iron Pants.
Very well, yes, sir. I'd like you to meet my folks, Mr. and Mrs. Herbert T. Gillis. You know, Lieutenant, my father was a first sergeant in the last big one.
Indeed, sir.
Oh, yeah.
That's interesting. Well, it just happens that one of my personal heroes is the great Teddy Roosevelt. Wish I could have served under him, too.
The boy was referring to WW2, son, Lieutenant. That was just a short while ago, remember?
Yes, of course. And we haven't forgot the debt we owe you, Sergeant Gillis.
No, thank you.
What you did then with what you had was mighty important. Now, Private Gillis, Private Krebs, you'll be wanting to start the folks on their tour.
Oh, yes, the program sounds exciting.
There's plenty to choose from, Mrs. Gillis. The regimental ping-pong finals are going on. I'll be moderating the foreign policy debate in the auditorium. Ought to be a thriller. We've got some fine young minds going for A Company. Lots to see today. Well, if you'll excuse me.
What a nice young man. Oh, I'm so pleased that you didn't have to serve under some mean, twisted old veteran. No offense, Herbert.
Oh, if I had him with me for a while, I'd Teddy Roosevelt him. That's your CO, that prep school valedictorian?
He's really a nice fella, Dad, a perfect gentleman.
Yeah, you ought to hear him sing camp songs. He knows 85 verses of Ivan Stravinsky Skavar.
Nice fella, huh? Perfect gentleman. Camp songs? What kind of an army is this anyway?
Dad.
You're not supposed to be buddy-buddy with your officers. You're supposed to be scared of them.
Sometimes they're pretty scared of me.
The army's supposed to be rock and iron, not silk and satin.
You've got it all wrong. Everything in the Army isn't soft and easy.
It's good to hear that. For a minute there, you had me worried. Oh, and the food. Hey, I'll bet that's just as miserable as ever, huh? Oh, Winnie, wait till you get a load of this Army food. Oh, it's wholesome and nourishing, yeah, but it takes strong teeth to break it down and real guts to swallow it, huh?
Pretty good sirloin, huh, Doe?
Not as good as the porterhouse yesterday.
Yeah, maybe you're right. But remember, today we got coconut custard pie for dessert, and yesterday all we got was hot fudge sundaes.
Well, this ain't the way we used to do it.
I bet we win the brigade ping pong title this year, huh?
Yeah, I hope so. That'd mean 3-day passes for everybody.
This ain't the way we used to do it.
How do you do, ladies and gentlemen? And welcome to number 12 in our series of great debates. Our motto for today is, a thinking soldier is a happy soldier. As we all know, there's nothing like a good, sharp battle of wits to flex our lazy mental muscles. The topic for today is resolved, that Mars should be an open planet.
Phew, this ain't the way we used to do it. What kind of an outfit is this anyway? Soft beds and good food and liking your officers? Oh, you boys are spoiled. You got good potential, but you're spoiled. And what's going to happen to you when you get out in the field with this kind of training? Snafu, that's what.
We trained hard for tomorrow.
Yeah, we went through like the ringer.
Yeah, well, what do you got to do?
Well, it's confidential.
A military secret?
Well, sorta.
But then you mustn't tell anybody, especially your father. Come on, Herbie.
Now, hold on,
And
Whit.
come on, dear.
You go ahead. I'll be right there.
Well, all right, you'd better be. Good night, boys. And remember, loose lips sink ships.
What a memory she's got. Loose lips sink ships. You'd think I was some kind of an enemy agent or something. Nobody has to tell First Sergeant Herbert T. Gillis about security.
I'm glad.
Okay, now, what's the secret mission you're going on?
Dad.
Come on.
No.
A raid, eh? Oh, a secret raid behind enemy territory. That's it, huh?
Well, sorta.
Mm-hmm. And this is the squad.
Uh-huh.
Tell you what, I'm going to do you boys a favor.
Dad, do me a favor and don't.
I am personally going to get you guys in shape for these maneuvers.
Dad.
Look, all I have to do... Dad, is dig into my little bag of tricks from WW2, and this will be the best outfit in this man's army.
Dad.
Now, you wonder how... Maynard, you stay out of this, will you? Now, you wonder how I'm going to do it, huh?
Not me. I wasn't wondering.
Maynard, well, I'll tell you how I'm going to do it. I'm going to break you out before reveille. I'm going to use up your 2 hours of rest periods. I'm going to use up your sack time. I'm going to use up your recreation time.
And I wasn't even wondering.
Maynard.
Now, you're wondering what I'm going to do with these precious hours, huh?
Not me. I wasn't wondering. Were you wondering, Doe?
Not really.
Maynard, one more crack out of you and... Well, the old Sarge, that's me. I'm going to teach you hand-to-hand combat, jungle warfare, how to survive, how to live.
How to cut out.
Let him go if he wants to, the slacker. We don't want any gold bricks in this outfit.
Yo, Maynard's no slacker, Dad. He's as brave and full of fight as any man in this squad.
I am?
Sure you are.
Sure I am. I am?
Right. He'll stick with us no matter what.
I will?
Sure you will.
I will. I will?
Right.
I do a lot of things I never thought I did.
Maynard, go to sleep.
Okay.
He's sleeping in his uniform.
Yeah, that's how he presses it.
Huh? That figures.
Dad, I appreciate what you want to do, but it's impossible. We have to go through these maneuvers ourselves.
And that's exactly what you're going to do, only I'm going to show you how to do them better. Oh, come on, boy. You can't deny your father a chance to do something for his son.
Oh, you've done plenty for me, Dad.
Oh, no, I haven't. I never had a lot of money to give you, and I'm certainly not the best educated or most cultured guy in the
That's
world.
true, Dad.
Don't agree so quick, huh?
Oh, sorry.
It's okay. It's just that, well, there's one thing I can give you. It's the benefit of my experience in the Army. Oh, you can't blame a father for wanting to do something good for you.
I don't know, Dad.
Oh, come on.
Well,
Come on, I'm trying to get some sleep.
All right, Dad. Maynard, go back to sleep.
Oh, thanks, boy. And you'll never regret this. Well, you better hit the sack and sleep on the double because I'm going to make these guys hit the deck tomorrow morning at 0400. That's 4 o'clock in the morning a.m., you know.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm going to turn them into vicious, snarling fighting machines.
You rang?
In, right, in, out, in, left, in, out, in, and out, 1, 2. And that just about does it, man. And I want to say you really showed the old Sarge something. You done your calisthenics, your creeping and crawling, your cover and concealment, hand to hand. Now there's just one more thing. Scaling a wall. Oh. No talking in the ranks there. All right, now, on the double, get ready to scale. Maynard, you are the man over.
Do I have to?
You have to. All right, on your mark, get set, go! You're up, there you go. That was swell.
Cool.
Well, man, that does it. And I just want to say that I've never led a finer group of men in my life. Of course, you've had the benefit of my experience, but we won't tell anybody about that, huh? And I just want to wish you the best of luck on your secret mission. You better get back to your barracks now, Chaz. Yes, yes.
Hey, Dad, come here.
What are you grinning about?
Huh?
What's the matter with him?
Huh?
He's deaf, Dad.
Deaf?
Huh?
He landed on his head.
I landed on my head.
He always does.
I always do.
Oh, my gosh, this is terrible. How long does it usually last?
Huh?
Not more than a day or two, most of the time.
Huh?
Listen, we gotta get this guy to the medics.
Hmm.
Which way's the hospital?
Go over that way.
All right, now you take one arm, I'll take the other, and we'll lead him over. See?
Hold! I know what you're saying. You say you're going to take me to the hospital. I'm not going because I'm part of this squad, and if I don't show up, the whole squad will be like grounded.
But, Maynard, you can't come along. You can't even hear commands.
Huh?
Maynard, you got to go with us.
Go with you?
Yeah.
No, sir. Because if my squad is bound, there's going to be no 3-day passes for nobody. And I got to let my good buddies down. Not me, Maynard G. Krebs, Private U.S. Army.
Third squad, attention, men. Report to the staging area on a double. Maneuvers begin at sunup.
What are you guys listening to?
You see, Maynard, you can't go.
Huh?
Toad, do you think we could find a replacement
With
for
only a couple of minutes left, where are we going to find a replacement?
I think I know where.
If you're thinking what I think you're thinking, no offense, Dad, but no, you couldn't do it.
Maynard, get out of those fatigues.
Dad, this is a very tricky assignment.
Maynard, get out of those fatigues. You guys earned this pass, and I'm not going to keep you from getting it.
Dad, you don't know what you're getting into.
I'm getting into Maynard's fatigues. That's what. Come on.
All right, you guys, that's it. Pick up your gear. You know your jobs. Nothing more to say than good luck. Move!
Nobody's looking, Dad. You can still duck out.
Don't worry, boy. The old sergeant ain't going to let you down. Come on.
Here, you see the start of Operation Xerxes. These men, your boys, are starting a mission which they've rehearsed for weeks. Now, let's get into the buses and proceed to the operational site for the dramatic conclusion. Over this way.
Lieutenant Merriweather, Lieutenant, isn't there some way that we could locate my husband? He was with my son.
There's bus transportation from the barracks to the field, Mrs. Gillis. Don't worry. Your husband isn't going to miss out on this.
What are we doing in an airplane?
Dad, I've been trying to
You
tell
guys got it soft. In my day, we had to slog our way over to the maneuver area. Oh, we were foot soldiers in those days, boy.
Dad.
Nowadays, they chauffeur you around in airplanes. Oh, this ain't the way we used to do it.
Dad, listen.
Oh, for goodness sake. What are you so nervous about? What's to be afraid of over a little airplane ride? Well, I flew over to Cleveland to see your grandmother last summer, and I wasn't nervous, not for 1 minute. Dad, will you listen?
Check your gear!
Gear. In my day, gear meant a big, heavy pack. Now it's a parachute. Oh, what a bunch of lily-livered pantywaist. Can't even take a little airplane ride without wearing a parachute. I flew all the way to Cleveland without one, and back, too.
Dan, I give up. I'll say no more.
Good.
Because it's too late.
Too late for what? Will you stop jabbering and calm down?
You guys all set?
You bet I am. The old Sarge won't let you down, son.
All right. We're over target. Stand up and hook up.
Hey, Dad, this is it. Take your static line and hook it up.
Yeah, I heard him. Stand up and hook. Stand up and hook up!
I was trying to tell you we're jumping.
We're jumping? I ain't jumping.
I tried to tell you.
I won't.
You got to.
Look, I'm a citizen and a taxpayer. I know my rights.
It's easy, Dad.
I won't.
Just step out.
I'm overage.
All right, get ready.
Just count three, and then if your chute doesn't open, pull this.
You guys jump. I'll meet you after we land.
10 seconds. Watch for the green light.
10 seconds, green light.
Move to the door.
Move to the door.
Here they come. Your boys hitting the silk. A great moment for you proud parents.
Oh, I don't know whether I can watch. They're so young, so sweet.
But they're men, Mrs. Gillis, for all their youth.
My little boy.
Dad! No. Dad, just say Geronimo. Geronimo! That's it, Dad.
Here they come. Beautiful, isn't it? Beautiful.
Oh, I don't know when I've been so thrilled. My little Dobie.
You can be very proud, Mrs. Gillis. That takes a lot of courage, even for a young man like Dobie.
Oh, poor Herbert. He's going to be so sorry. He's missed the most exciting part of the whole weekend.
Parachute jumping may never be the same, but Dad finally got his feet back on the ground, and our squad got through maneuvers without anybody ever finding out that one of us was a slightly overaged ringer. Yep, Dad was a real hero, brave, fearless, and daring. And then he had to face Mom.
Now, Winnie, I can explain.
If it weren't for him, we all would have been scared to jump.
Yeah?
He gave us courage to do what we were all afraid to do.
Yes, I did.
If anybody deserves congratulations, it's Dad.
Oh, well,
Mom, Dad was a real hero.
No, I wouldn't say that.
Nah, neither would I.
Well, parents, visiting weekend's over. And we're back to the hard, rigorous Spartan life. Oh, sure, it was fun kidding around with our folks and relaxing. But we're soldiers with a job to be done. Soldiers with a goal to be reached. Soldiers, well, mostly we're soldiers.
I'm no soldier. All through training, I've been like a gallstone around your neck.
Maynard, that's millstone around here.
See, even you, my best and only good buddy, admit it.
I do not admit. I mean, you're no millstone. Why, you've been making your own bunk for days now. Carrying your own pack. You're a real dog face, just like the rest of us. You're important, valuable, needed.
Gee, Dobe.
So come on, get up off your sack, take a shower or two, and we'll go to chow.
Cool, Dobe. I'm with you. A couple more days and we got it made, and I'll make it, Dobe.
Oh, hello.
To the soap. Hey, Dobe. Do I have to
What?
shower?
Yeah.
Dobe, do I really have to?
You really have to.
Oh,
Lester,
Yeah.
I knew the
the minute we met this morning.
After all, we're both in school, so we'll have to plan our marriage carefully.
Oh, you're right, you're
Okay,
right.
now the way I see it is this. We need an income.
You're right.
We can't live on my allowance. I can't live on my allowance.
You're right.
We'll both have to make sacrifices.
Oh, yes, Dobie, I'll sacrifice
Good.
as long as we can be together.
Good, good. Now, it goes without saying that you'll have to quit school and get a job.
Oh, yes. Yes, Dobie, I'll work and slave for you.
Yes.
As long as we have our evenings free for parties and dances and movies.
My dear, a man doesn't become a good provider by running around having a good time. I'll have to spend my evening studying.
Oh, you're right, you're right. Oh, well, I'll be happy just to sit at home and watch you study.
No, my sweet. I have to study at Zelda Gilroy's house. I mean, who else can help me with my studies so that I can graduate with honors and be a good husband
you're
later?
Right.
See?
Well, go to
Yes.
Zelda's house. I don't care if I never see you as long as we can be together.
Phyllis, dear, you're the cream in my coffee,
Oh,
the
Dobie.
pearl in my oyster, the star in my heaven,
Cease and desist.
fly in my ointment.
Hi, Poopsie. Hello, Phyllis.
Zelda, I know why you're here, and flake off.
I only came to wish you many, many years of happiness, Phyllis.
Zelda.
And I just happen to have with me a copy of Dobie's latest grades.
Look, Zelda.
Which, as you will notice, were the top grades in the bottom 10th of the class.
Zelda, cut out, will you?
You're a very lucky girl, Phyllis. Here's the results of his latest intelligence test. Also, a sample of his handwriting and a picture of his father, your future father-in-law.
Dobie, this is your father?
Well, yes.
Yeah.
That's an old picture.
Taken when he was young?
Yeah.
Yeah. And Phyllis Gillis.
Phyllis
That will
Gillis?
be your name, Phyllis Gillis.
Well, what's
Right.
wrong with Phyllis
You will be
Gillis?
married to the only man, may your union be blessed with many little events, the only man whose entire insides are upside down. Regardez his x-ray.
Well, everything looks right to me. Oh, thank you, sister.
Here, Phyllis, my
That's
love.
for you. Ooh.
Zelda, that was unprincipled, treacherous, foul, mean, contemptible, and low.
Sure was, Poopsie, but I forgive you.
Zelda! Zelda thinks she can wreck all my romances with other girls. That's what she thinks. And you know something? She's right. Except for one girl, Mary Ann Crowlish. Zelda will never split up Mary Ann and me. You know why? Because Mary Ann and me will never get close enough to split up.
I know I'm enchanting and gorgeous and desirable, but what can I do about it? It's just the way I am. Poor little me.
See what I mean? There's this vision of loveliness, Mary Ann Crowlish. And here I am, worshiper of beauty. But it looks like we two shall never meet. It's awful. I mean, it's cruel twists of fate like this that can turn a strong man into a quivering, helpless, babbling, mindless hulk.
You rang?
Dope?
Hey, Dope, it's me. Dope.
She doesn't know I'm alive.
Are you?
Unrequited love, the sheer pain of it.
Maybe your belt's too tight.
Maynard, you always manage to say just the right thing.
What's a friend for?
I only wish I were an apple on a tree and Mary Ann had come along and take a bite out of me.
She won't bite you.
I know.
I'll bite you, good buddy.
Maynard.
What's a friend for?
I wish to make an announcement. You're all terribly sweet. Every terribly sweet man jack of you. But there's really no point because I'm practically engaged. So farewell, my dear ones, and may you all find happiness elsewhere, my dear ones. Dobie.
Me?
Yes.
Me?
Yes, Dobie, you.
Me, Dobie, me?
Wouldn't you like to take me dancing tonight?
Yeah, but Mary Ann, you just said you were engaged.
I said practically engaged.
To who?
You.
Me? Dobie, me?
I watch you in social science. I can hardly study. I just watch you.
Him, Dobie, him?
And I wonder about you, think about you.
Me?
Him?
Maynard, you're supposed to be on my side.
Don't you like me a little?
Like you. Mary Ann, I love you.
He wants to be an apple
And
on a
I
tree.
love you, Dobie.
He wants you should bite him.
Maynard, why don't you go home and feed your iguana?
He don't need me no more, Dope. He can open the icebox door himself now.
Dobie, Poopshin!
No, Zelda, please, not again. Not
Dobie
again.
and Amarato, what are you doing hanging on to Mary Ann's arm in a manner unbecoming someone sworn to another, namely me?
I am not sworn to you, Zelda.
Quibble. We are a fact, a verity. Dobie, you and I, we are simply a thing that exists.
Kill it before it spreads.
Mary Ann Crowlish, you and Dobie?
What can I do, Zelda? I'm hopelessly enmeshed.
Oh, is that a
yes.
fact? Well, get a load of this.
Oh, no, Zelda.
It's no use, Zelda. I know all about Dobie's brains, his
Ignore
IQ,
Marianne.
and
Marianne,
his father.
You know all that and you still want me? Well, Zelda, you might just as well flake off.
Well, how about this x-ray?
I know all about that, too.
Who knows about that, Zelda?
Let me ask you just one more thing.
What?
Why?
Why what?
Why him?
Yeah, why him?
It's very simple. You, Zelda, are beyond doubt the most brilliant girl in the entire school. Not only that, but you also have the most brains.
Accurate, but what's that got to do with Dobie?
You have seen something beneath Dobie's dull exterior. A person of my meager intelligence might never discover it. But if you want Dobie, then there must be something magnificent in him. Underneath. In there somewhere.
You mean you want Dobie just because I want Dobie?
Why, yes, of course. I know you must want the best, because the best is none too good for you. You want Dobie. Therefore, he must be the best. Is that clear?
Now, let me get this straight. If I happen to be 8 for somebody else, you would switch over to that somebody else, right?
Right.
Maynard, I love you.
What?
Now, Poopsie, don't fly into one of your jealous rages.
I can't fly, not very high anyhow.
Maynard, it isn't really Dobie I love. It's you. You. Do you hear?
Oh, come on. Oh, like hell. Let go, small girl.
Marianne, this is a trick. You know how cunning and crafty she is.
Oh, I know.
Oh, Marianne, if you only suspected the strength in this man, the power, the poetry.
Picture me, don't love me, please.
Maynard, kiss me.
Ooh, what you said. Oh, please. Oh, I don't like girls. I don't like you. Let me go, please.
Kiss me, so help me, I'll break your neck.
Break the neck.
Zelda, it's no use.
That's right, Zelda. No use at all.
You don't believe me, huh?
No. But I admire you. How cleverly you fight to keep Dobie. Oh, Dobie, you must have so much underneath.
Yes.
In there somewhere.
Yeah, hidden very deep.
I suppose.
And, you don't want Maynard? No.
Come, Dobie. Love, to the malt shop.
Yes, my sweet.
Well, here we are.
Yep, here we are.
Together. For always and always?
For always and... well, maybe.
What's the matter? Don't you want to be with me always?
More than life itself.
But?
Zelda, she's not going to give up, Marianne. She's going to keep trying to split us up.
But what can she do?
Whatever's required.
Oh.
We've got to be alert, Marianne. We've got to watch that Zelda every minute.
What ho, pheasants?
Maynard, that's peasants.
Yeah. Listen, Dobe, I want to invite you out to my beach house in a couple of years.
Beach house?
Yeah, Dobe, that's a house that's like on the beach.
I know.
Yes, sir. Instead of living in one sloppy room like I do now, I'll be living in my beach house in 12 sloppy rooms.
Maynard, where are you getting this beach house?
I'm marrying in some money, Dobe. Millions and millions.
Marion. Maynard, I thought you hated women.
I do, Dobe, but this ain't exactly a woman. It's more like a bank with a ponytail.
Who is she?
Zelda Gilroy.
Zelda? She's got millions? Or what?
Money, good boy. Look, I'll prove it. Here, look. This is just one of them. And there's millions more where this came from.
Thank you. You see, Marianne, she's still trying to convince you that she and Maynard are hot items. She'll drop me and grab him.
Ooh, is she rich, that Zeld? She owns 50% of her uncle's uranium plantation.
Yeah, she's so tricky, she'll stop at nothing.
Maybe she really does love Maynard.
Oh, she does. She's giving me her share of the uranium.
Maynard, she hasn't got any uranium.
I saw it with my own eyes. She's got a sample in a tube.
Maynard, you can't keep uranium in a tube.
In a tin tube? Made out of tin?
How do you know it was uranium?
I saw it. In fact, I even smelled it.
Uh-huh. And, what did this uranium smell like?
Well, you won't believe it, Dobe, but it smelled exactly like toothpaste.
I rest my case. Come, Marianne, my dear.
Okay. So I lost the battle, but I'm gonna win the war, by George. I'll get you back, Dobie Gillis. Don't you worry.
Dad, weren't you involved with another girl when you met Mom?
Son, that's a question that deserves an honest answer. None of your cotton-picking business.
I heard she jilted you.
Who jilted me?
The other girl.
No, I met your mom, and then I jilted the other girl.
Oh. Did she stay jilted?
Well, son, it's a very sad tale. Poor girl went all to pieces, never did get over it. Married some little guy on the rebound. Oh, she was a sad creature. And do you know, to this day, when I see her, she kind of drops her eyes and hides her face in the collar of her big mink coat and tells her chauffeur to drive on.
Hi, Mrs. G, Mr. G. Dobie, dear, I just came over here to give you a sense of the historic crossroads at which you now stand. Now, I've got...
Some diabolical plan is what you've got.
Quiet. This is a moment of fateful decision.
Yeah.
Dobie, down one road lies romance.
Romance.
A girl with a gorgeous figure and a beautiful face who can give you absolutely nothing but a lot of bliss.
Bliss, yes. But on the other road, You.
True, but also fame, wealth, and power. Dobie, with your negative face and inoffensive personality, and my brains, drive, and ambition, you could go right to the top.
The top of what?
Why, Herbert, that's no way to talk. You know that Dobie has the seeds of greatness in him.
If he's got all these seeds rolling around in him, how come up till now we haven't seen one little blossom? I'm just stating the facts, sad though they may be. Give me one slice of evidence that he's ever going to be great. Just one.
I'll give you several. In the first place, he's your son.
You can't miss, boy. You got to
Don't worry, I'll see to it that Dobie uses his tremendous potential. Why, Poopsie, with just very little effort, I can make you into a congressman.
Good thinking, Zelda. Dobie could be a congressman.
No question about it. I'll handle your public relations, write your speeches, project your image.
Yeah.
Congressman Gillis, a man who takes no stand on anything at any time, but with courage.
If that's what it takes, just leave out the part about courage, and he's a congressman right now.
Can you doubt it? Dobie, look, say this, say, no comment. Go on, just say, no comment.
Say it, boy. She'll be here all winter.
Yeah, no comment.
Did you hear him say that? Oh, there was such leadership in the way he said that. Dobie, you won't stop with the Congress. You'll go on and on, to the Senate.
There's no stopping this boy.
Absolutely. You will be a senator, Dobie. Say this, say, I deny the charges categorically. Go on, say that.
I deny the charges categorically.
Dobie, that was wonderful. There was such statesmanship in the way you said that. President.
President?
Absolutely. President Gillis.
The
It's in
White
the
House,
cards.
yeah,
Sure, you will be president, Dobie.
Look,
Wave to the multitudes.
Zelda.
Did you see the eloquence in that gesture?
I saw it. It showed authority, love of fellow man, compassion, and a weak bicep.
Well, what do you say, Mr. President?
Mr. President, who?
Ah, and here comes my first lady,
Well, just a cotton-picking minute. If she's your first lady, who am I?
ambassador to the Antarctic.
No, sir. I'm not putting you in the White House just so you can make her the first lady. I'm going to be the first lady.
Zelda,
Yes, my chief executive?
I do not choose to run.
Son, on behalf of the United States of America and the entire free world, thank you.
You're welcome. Come, Mary Ann.
Dobie.
Now what?
Look, Dobie, I know when I'm licked. I'll just fade out of the picture wishing you happiness and the best of luck.
You wish us happiness?
That's right.
You mean you quit?
That's right.
No more tricks?
That's right.
You're lying, aren't you?
That's right.
Figured. Here we are, my love. It says the average farm income is $3,000 a year, and the average city income is $6,000 a year. So it goes without saying we'll live in the city. Okay, so now we have $6,000.
Oh.
Hello, you two.
Oh, hi, Zelda. Look,
I know you two
Zelda.
have been too wrapped up in each other to do your book reports, so I did them for you. Here. Naturally, you'll get A's.
Zelda.
Zelda, why?
You two have your whole lives ahead of you.
Zelda, so do you.
Do I? I don't know. Something inside of me is just giving up. When the old morale goes, well, you know. 2 tickets to the jazz concert tonight. Here.
Why, Zelda? Why are you doing this?
I just can't face people. The joyous crowd, their happy laughter. No, I'll just go back to my lonely room and sit in front of my lonely television set and eat a lonely bologna sandwich.
Zelda.
Zelda?
No, it's all right. You two go and enjoy yourselves. Don't worry about me. Bye, you two.
Dobie, I don't feel like going to the jazz concert tonight.
Me neither.
I feel kind of sick.
Yeah.
I'll see you later, Dobie. Bye.
Yeah. Bye, Mary Ann. Mary Ann! Mary Ann, come back. Come back, Mary Ann, my angel. Don't you see what's happening? That two-faced, double-tongued viper Zelda's doing it again. She's
You're
playing
right.
on our feelings. It's just another one of her shabby tricks.
You're right.
You know it, but you're still buying it?
You're right.
Oh, that's Zelda Gilroy. Oh, that's Zelda Gilroy. I've got to stop her from breaking up the romance between me and my only true love. But how? What I need is advice, fast and in quantity. I need a counselor, an advisor, somebody with wisdom, experience, understanding, someone who knows life, a Socrates, a Plato, a Jack Parr.
What's your problem, son?
It's hard to explain, Dad. It's so complicated.
Well, let's break it down to a simple mishmash, huh?
It's Zelda. I jilted her, but she won't stay jilted.
Mm-hmm. Well, you've come to the right place for advice, boy. Did I ever tell you about the girl I jilted?
No offense, dear, but it was the other way around. She jilted you, and then you met me.
Now, just a minute, Winnie. It's completely unimportant. It doesn't mean a thing. But let's get the record straight. I met you, and then I jilted her. Remember?
I remember the night we met. It was on a little bridge in the moonlight, and you were about to jump off.
About the time. I was standing there looking at the water.
With your shoes off?
There's a law? What's wrong with my standing on a bridge with my shoes off?
In the snow?
My feet hurt.
You were cooling them off.
Yes.
I'm sorry, dear. It all comes back to me now. You jilted her.
Right. And then I married the sweetest, most wonderful little woman in all the world, and the onions are burning.
I'm not cooking onions, dear.
Winnie, maybe somebody snuck into your kitchen to cook onions?
Oh, I get it. Man talk.
Now, where were we? Oh, yes. How did I keep this jilted girl jilted?
Yeah, Zelda hangs on like a summer cold. That's why I've got to know exactly what you said to get rid of the girl you jilted.
And I am going to tell you exactly what I said.
Uh-huh.
You see, I took the thoughtful, philosophic approach.
Yeah.
And I said,
Yeah.
honey, that's the way the cookie crumbles.
Hello, Gillis's Grocery. Oh, Zelda. Honey, that's the way the cookie crumbles. What? Any cookie. No, Zelda. Zelda, look, it's just a figure of... No, I don't want to rule Asia. Goodbye. See what happens? I jilt her and she unjilts.
I don't want to pry, son, but just why do you want to jilt Zelda?
Because I finally found the girl with whom I want to share my life.
Share your life, huh? The last one shared about 45 minutes of it.
Dad, please, I have a problem.
You sure have, son, and I'm going to help you solve it.
Oh, great.
Now, hear me good, son. The way I see it is this. You got to take the bull by the horns.
Direct action, huh?
But look before you leap.
Oh, bide my time, I see.
On the other hand, he who hesitates is lost.
Direct action, huh?
But you go charging in there blindly and you foul up everything.
Take it easy. Bide my time.
In the world today, son, the race is to the swift.
Direct action. That's it.
But remember the tortoise and the hare.
Take it easy. Bide my time.
On the other hand, don't let the world pass you by.
Direct action.
Everything comes to him who waits.
Dad?
Yes, son.
How can I thank you enough for all this wonderful advice?
Oh, forget it, boy. After all, I can't leave you wealth or vast domains. All I can bequeath to you is a heritage of culture, richness of the mind. And these things are more valuable than gold.
You're all heart, sir.
I just hope our little talk has left you with something.
Oh, it has, Dad. I learned that when you have a problem, figure it out yourself.
Good thinking, son. Good thinking.
Maynard, I got no time for small talk.
Whoa, what?
Maynard, have Dobie and Mary Ann been in yet?
Nope.
Are you sure?
Like positive. They won't let me out here till I pay for my soda.
What's that got to do with Dobie?
Who also done me a quarter?
You got a point. Now look, Maynard, when Dobie comes in with Mary Ann, I want you to make sure they sit at this table.
Oh, no. Dobe's my good buddy, and I ain't having nothing to do with none of your low-down sneaky schemes.
Maynard.
Look, give me one good reason why I should help you, a girl.
All right, Maynard. Here's a quarter.
Give me another good reason why I should help you, a girl.
I will give you the best reason in the whole world, Maynard. You will help me because I am brighter and sharper and shrewder than you'll ever be. And so naturally, you will do exactly as I order you.
Yeah, I gotta go along with that.
That's better. And in the future, watch the back talk.
Yes, Your Honor. Hey, Zell, you know, you don't look like too good.
Maynard, go.
I mean, you look like you're crestfallen. And, man, when your crest falls, you're like in big trouble.
Maynard, peel off.
Hey, I know how to cheer you up. I'll tell you a funny story.
Maynard,
hey, did you hear the one about the two cats that rocking chair? Ooh, it's the funniest story I ever heard. How's it go again?
Thanks, Maynard. I'm all cheered up.
Yeah, and once on a very young show, there was a story about this tragic romance of the heart this woman had, see? And she threw herself into noble work and became a missionary and found true happiness in a leper colony.
Maynard, if I get any more cheerful, I'll hit you over the head with this table.
I know when I'm not one.
Good.
Hey, Zeld, you wouldn't reconsider about that uranium, would you?
Tell you what, Maynard. Meet me in front of the science building in 25 years.
What time? Hey, they're coming.
Okay, Maynard, now just make sure they sit at that table.
All right, leave it to me. Don't you worry. It's in the bag. Yeah. Like hi, girl, like hi. Look, I saved a special table for you right
I
here.
don't like that table.
Neither do I. We'll sit over
Oh,
here.
but this table's much better in it. It's right next to the window in case of parades, you know.
Never mind. We'll take this one. Well, what would you like, Marianne, my love?
I'll have a banana split with 2 scoops.
Have 3 scoops. Eat, drink, and be...
Dobie, it's no use. I can't take it any longer. I'm haunted by Zelda's sad face. I can't sleep. There's no escape. I'm going crazy.
Listen to me, Marianne. There's only one way to get Zelda off your mind.
How?
Forget her.
It's no use, Dobie. I can't be happy when I know we've made Zelda miserable.
Try.
No, I can't. Dobie, you've got to do something.
Well, what can I do?
I want to see Zelda smiling, happy and gay, the way she used to be.
There's only one thing that'll make her smiling, happy, and gay. Me.
I hate to say it, Dobie, but cheer her up or you and I are through.
Through?
Through.
Okay. I'll think of something tomorrow morning.
Now, Dobie, I can't stand it another minute.
Now?
Now. Go!
Hi, Dobie. How are things among the living?
Cut that out! Zelda, you say you love me.
I do, Poopsie, I do, with all my great heaving heart.
I don't believe you.
You can't be serious. You know I love you.
Prove it.
How?
By helping me hang on to Marianne.
You gotta be kidding.
See, I knew you didn't love me.
But Dobie...
But nothing. Love is when you care for the other person's happiness more than your own. And if you cared for my happiness, really cared,
I do.
really loved me,
I do.
you'd help me hang on to Marianne.
Okay, Dobie, what do you want me to do?
Well, for openers, let's see you smile.
Smile?
Smile, yeah. A big smile. Bigger. A really, really big, happy smile.
I'm tearing my face.
Now laugh. No, louder. That's it. Gaiety, fun. Shock it up so fun. Yeah. Zelda, you're a grand sport, and I thank you. From the bottom of my heart, I thank you. Not you, man. Zelda, you got it. You're all right already. No, don't do it.
Oh, Dobie, it's too much. I can't take anymore. You'll have to forget about me. I just can't do this to Zelda. She'll always be between us.
That's right.
So goodbye. Forever.
Yeah, Marianne.
Hey, did you two hear about the 2 cats in the rocket?
Let her go, Dobie. She's fickle. I'm the one for you. You'll never get away.
She's right, Doug. You're stuck with her.
You and me, Zelda, forever?
For the rest of our lives, Poopsie, and then some.
I guess there's no sense fighting it.
It's fate. Dobie and Zelda. Zelda and Dobie. Immutable fate.
You and me, no escape.
None. It is written.
Goodbye, Zelda.
Hey, Dobe, speak to me. Say something, even if it's mean and rotten.
Better leave him alone, Maynard. He's gonna be pretty sick for a while. He just took a great big gulp of vanilla extract.
Zelda! Zelda, I'm poisoned with vanilla extract and you're wrinkled. Maynard, I've got to think of a way to get Zelda off my back.
Don't look at me. Getting rid of old Zelda's gonna take some mean and rotten trick. I ain't that kind of cat.
I know.
I'm sweet and tender and gentle.
True.
And peaceable and mild and fun-loving.
True.
So first we get 5 bags of cement.
Cement?
We mix it up all nice and wet, and we call the Zelda and we say, "Hey, Zeld, how'd you like to see some nice wet cement?"
Maynard.
And when she shows up,
Look.
we give her a little nudge, and then she pops.
Maynard.
And then we take the whole block, put it in a packing crate, nail it up, and off to the river we zoom.
Halt! How are you gonna get this block of cement to the river?
We carry it.
You two punies gonna carry that great big block of cement to the river?
Too heavy, huh?
Yep.
Got any other ideas?
Nope.
So I'm stuck with you.
Yep.
Forever.
Yep.
Got any poison left? Anglo-Saxon judiciary system?
No, I'm going to wait and catch it when the movie comes out.
It's a textbook for this legal principles course I'm taking from Professor Brinkerhoff. Pretty wild, too. He says that the law protects everybody, no matter how tacky, lowly, shabby, worthless.
You rang?
Oh, hi, Maynard. You're early.
And I've been earlier, except I had a slight delay.
I know. You slipped and fell down on the streetcar tracks at 9th and Main.
You're wrong, Dobe.
Now, Maynard, don't be silly. You know that every morning you slip on the streetcar tracks at 9th and Main. People set their watches by you.
Not this morning, Dobe.
You slipped on the streetcar tracks at 8th and Main?
I didn't slip on the streetcar tracks at all.
Maynard, I'm proud of you.
I fell down a manhole.
Fell down a manhole? Sue him, Maynard. Sue him.
Now, Dad.
No, nothing. Weren't we just talking about that legal professor of yours over at the college, and he was saying that, what's his name?
Yeah, Brinkerhoff.
Yeah, well, he was saying that the law is the law for everybody, even 10-thumb knuckleheads like Maynard here, no offense.
No offense, but who am I going to sue?
The city.
Oh, you're Josh, ain't you, Mr. G? I love this city. I love its streets and alleys, its hills and valleys, its parks and sewers. This is my city.
Now, hear me and hear me, good boy. If you're ever going to amount to anything, you have to think big. Never sue for anything less than $1 million. Take Fess Circle.
Over in River Street?
That's the guy. Got his foot caught in the door of a bus, sued the company for $1 million.
Like, wow, and he got $1 million, huh?
Well, not exactly. As it turned out, he had to give the bus company $16 for busting their door, but he got a miserable lawyer. Oh, if he'd have had a good lawyer, he'd have gotten a fortune.
Like, wow, $1 million. Ooh, man, I'm like loaded.
Diamond Jim.
You rang?
Before you start spending the money, you've got to prove that falling down the manhole was the city's fault.
Sure it was. They dug it right in front of where I was walking, didn't they?
Yes, Maynard. Was there any kind of warning sign in front of it?
Just a little bitty one, and all it said was
Bitty.
no trapping. I guess
Uh-huh.
it must be the beaver season or something.
No trapping.
Yeah, and some dumbbell couldn't even spell. He put a lot of S's right in the middle.
Yeah, Maynard, that was no trespassing, and you just lost your case.
I didn't want to take any money from this dear city anyhow.
No.
I love this city.
Sure, Maynard. Come on. I'll grab my books.
I
We'll
wanna
go
get
to
some
school.
gum.
Go.
Son, is this the book you're looking for?
Oh, yeah. Thanks, Dad. I don't know what I'd do without you.
Yeah, neither do I, but just thinking about it's made my whole day.
Like, help! Ow! It's got me!
What's he got me?
I put my penny in the machine and nothing came out, so I thought, let go, you rat.
All right, Maynard, stop clowning around and take your hand out of there.
I like tried to, but it's like stuck.
Stuck? It is not. It's impossible.
Careful,
It's
Dad.
ridiculous.
Dad.
It's stuck. Here, come here. Now, get a hold of him.
Could we,
will
like,
ya?
leave it like it is, please? I mean, please.
Don't. When I tell you to pull.
Oh, look, Mr. Jack, I'll be the first kid in my block with a glass box and go.
Okay, don't. You all right, Maynard?
Yeah, I'm like fine, Mr. G. There is one thing, and I almost like hate to mention it.
Well, speak up, boy. Speak up.
I'm like taking your advice.
What do you mean?
I'm suing you for $1 million.
Maynard sue my dad? Sweet, lovable, warm-hearted Maynard? That's too ridiculous to even think about. Oh, I know he said he was going to, but that wasn't Maynard. That was the pain speaking. I knew that when he came to his senses, he'd change his mind about suing for $1 million.
I've come to my senses and changed my mind about suing you for $1 million. I'm
I knew it.
going to sue for $2 million.
$2 million for what?
Well, I wouldn't want to make an issue of it, but I think my hand's on backwards.
Your head is on backwards. Wrong with that is just a simple little sprain. Maynard!
Dad, let me help. Maynard.
Present.
Maynard, I'm ashamed of you talking about suing Dad. Why, you're one of the family. Remember when we were little bitty kids? It was me for you and you for me.
And T for two and two for T.
Maynard, listen, you were practically brought up in this house. You were like one of the family. Why, Dad was like a second father to you.
Like true.
That's right.
Second daddy.
Never mind!
Better off with these suits.
Maynard, don't you remember we shared everything? Our joys, our sorrows.
Our measles, our mumps. Ah, Dobe, I've been like a blind fool. Don't make that a dirty rat and I like hate myself. Mr. G, can you ever like forgive me?
No lawsuits?
Against my own second daddy?
Maynard, cut that out from me!
All I want to do is be a member of the family again and tea for two and like that.
A member of the family. You drive a hard bargain, boy.
Dad.
Never mind. I was just kidding. Okay, Maynard, you're forgiven.
Oh, you're like a real human being, Mr. G.
Well, I guess you're not such a bad kid yourself.
Gee, it's like pretty misty.
We better start for school before we all get too misty to travel. Professor Brinkerhoff hates it when we're late.
Yeah, well, so long.
Yeah, see you later, Dad.
Second daddy!
An old fogey, that's what you think I am. You probably think the law courts are composed of a lot of old fogies blowing dust off a lot of musty books. But you're wrong. The law courts are battlefields for justice, and a good lawyer is a good fighter. He's in there punching all the time, fighting for the rights of the underdog, the poor, the meek, and the miserable.
You rang?
Now, when I was practicing law, there was nothing in the world that I liked better than a good old-fashioned knock-down, drag-out damage suit.
Hey, Dobe, look at the swinging bandage I got over at the infirmary.
Not that bandage. Infirmary? Accident? Who's hurt?
Like me, Professor, Your Honor, sir. I caught my hand in a chewing gum machine.
What's that? You caught your hand in a gum machine?
It was nothing, Professor, nothing at all.
What do you mean, nothing? When does your case come up?
You don't understand.
You're out of order, Mr. Gillis. Will you let the witness answer? You are suing, aren't you?
No, sir, I couldn't be such a dirty rat.
What's that?
I mean, I'm practically one of the family, you know, tea for two and two for tea.
Two for tea.
You would have had to be there.
Yeah, what Maynard's trying to say, sir, is that he had this accident at my father's store.
I understand the law, sir. And this sounds to me like collusion. Malfeasance. Nonfeasance. Intimidation. What do you think of that?
I plead guilty and throw myself on the mercy of the court. Don't send me to prison, Mike, please, please.
Ridiculous, Mr. Krantz. You're the injured party.
I am?
Why, you suffered bodily injury, didn't you?
Yeah, not only that, it hurt my hand, too.
And to say nothing of the nervous shock.
And to say nothing, my hand's like I'm backwards.
Maynard.
There's very little demand for backward-handed bongo players.
Is that your vocation?
No, sir, I don't get my vocation till June.
Bongo playing? Is that your work?
Work!
Maynard.
What I'm trying to point out, Mr. Krebs, is that you're sitting on a gold mine.
A gold mine?
Maynard, it's a vigorous...
I seem to recall another case. It was Witherspoon versus the amalgamated gumdrop machine. The same thing. A man got his hand caught in a gumdrop machine. The damages, 100,000.
100,000 gumdrops?
Will you wait after? Class is dismissed.
Did you hear that, Dope? A gold mine. I can get a new set of bongos and a bicycle with a two-tone
Great,
horn.
Maynard. You can ride it out to the poorhouse and blow it when you come visiting the Gillis family.
Poorhouse? I wouldn't let you go there.
Maynard, you're sending us there.
In my opinion, Mr. Krebs, you have an ironclad case. My suggestion to you is to sue them. Fight, boy. Fight.
No, sir, Professor, Your Honor, sir. I couldn't do that to Mr. Gillis.
You don't think Mr. Gillis has to pay those damages, do you?
Well, I'm a little short myself, sir.
Of course not. The insurance company pays the damages. Your father is insured, isn't he?
Hey, wait a minute. Sure he is.
Then your problems are over.
Like, wait a minute. You want me to sue the insurance company? I can't do that. I love the insurance company. They got that nice new building downtown and a bench outside where I sit and wait for the bus, and they got a little pool full of goldfish. Oh, they're cute little goldfish, and they're all wiggling and gurgling.
Mr. Krebs, you won't have to sue. In the first place, I think the insurance company will pay your claim without argument. Remember, insurance companies are only too happy to pay all just claims promptly and cheerfully.
They're happy?
Of course.
Well, okay then, because that's what I want them to be, is happy, yeah. Well, I love that insurance company.
Yeah.
Did I tell you about the goldfish? They're all wiggling and gurgling.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. You've done that.
Maynard, where you been? We're due at the insurance.
I had to stop off the drugstore to get these, like, supplies. Will you help me tie this up, please?
I would not. Do you know what that is? Fraud.
No, it isn't. It's just a sneaky trick to get more money out of that insurance company. Boy, we're really going to gouge him, huh? Really sock it to him, huh, Dobe?
We are not. We're Going up there and present an honest case and get an honest settlement, like honest gentlemen.
Well, would it be okay when we're up there I give like an honest groan once in a while?
Well, I don't know. I suppose it'd be all right as long as it's honest and manly and not too loud.
That's just what it'll be, Dobe. Honest and manly, and you'll barely hear it. Like John Wayne when he's got an arrow in his shoulder. He'd rather die than have Chill Wills think he's chicken.
Well, as long as it doesn't sound phony. Let's hear it.
Oh!
No good, Maynard. If you can't do any better than that, forget
I
it.
got a lot more, Dobe. I got a lot more. Listen. Ow. Ooh. When I get to one you like, stop me. Ow.
Maynard, that's it. That's just right. Maynard, that's it. That's it. You can stop now. Maynard, what's the matter with you?
You're standing on my foot.
Excuse me, Maynard. Come on.
Now, where was I, Miss Jones?
Dear Mr. Johnson, it is people like you who are driving the insurance companies out of business. 3 accidents in the last year is a disgraceful record.
Even though you are a lion tamer. We are rejecting your latest claim on the grounds that you're a clumsy oaf, a careless nitwit, and an accident-prone chowderhead. Sign that warmest regard.
Yes. Oh, and there's Mr. Krebs due in a few minutes.
Oh, yes, well, that's the Gillis claim. That sounds legitimate, thank goodness. You get them started, I'll be right back.
Good afternoon. My name's Gillis, and this is Mr. Krebs. We're in a big hurry, and Mr. Krebs... Hello.
I'll be right with you.
What's the rush, my dear? As a matter of fact, I'm afraid I'm going to have to check your leave papers. And don't tell me you're not on furlough from heaven. I know an angel when I see one.
Ooh. Oh.
Not now, Maynard. There's a brave fella. Salt of the earth, but a complainer. Now, where was I?
No place, Mr. Gillis. Excuse me, I have to get Mr. Krebs' accident record.
Oh, just a moment. If you want to get a record of his accidents, I'm the one you want to talk to. Of course, it may take days, even weeks, perhaps months.
Mr. Krebs has had a lot of accidents?
A lot of accidents.
Yeah, have I had a lot of accidents?
He's had so many accidents, they get mixed up in his mind.
You should excuse the expression.
Fortunately, due to a steel trap memory, I can help you. Accident by accident.
All right, Miss Jones.
I was just explaining to this lovely young lady.
Yes, I heard. With a line like that, you should have been able to land a whale. I'm Waysack, chief attorney for the insurance company.
How do you do?
Yeah. Well, take notes, Miss Jones. I think we can dispose of this case very quickly.
Like crazy, because I got a sale on bongo drums and bicycles with 2-tone horns, and if I could...
Oh, I see, Mr. Krebs. Well, I'm interested in hearing your history of accidents.
You're, like, interested in accidents?
Yes, accidents are my business. Like the sculptor Thrills, Rodin as a thinker, the painter of the Mona Lisa. I am moved by the sprained ankle, the mashed thumb.
I don't even count little bitty ones like that.
What do you count?
Oh, like when I slip on the streetcar tracks.
Oh, you slip on streetcar tracks, do you?
Yeah, or I'll fall down manholes or get my beard caught in the pressure cooker.
Beard caught in the pressure cooker.
Yeah.
Maynard, all Mr. Waysack wants to do is hear about your accident so he can give you the money.
Oh, yeah, the money. I like forgot.
Ooh. You see, Mr. Waysack... Maynard, enough. The pain.
Came on rather suddenly, didn't it?
Well, it comes and goes like alternating currents.
Yeah, but it's something that $5 million wouldn't cure.
Oh, you'd settle for $5 million, would you?
Well, I ain't saying yes and I ain't saying no.
Well, what are you saying?
I ain't saying.
You know what I'm saying, Mr. Krebs? Like alternating current, you've come, and like alternating current, you go. Both of you.
Go.
Farewell. Auf Wiedersehen. Au revoir.
But we haven't got the money.
Exactly. Sayonara.
You mean no $5 million?
No 5 cents. We're fighting this claim on the grounds that you're accident prone.
You'll hear from our attorneys about this.
Not only that, we might even sue.
We might even...
Do me a favor, will you? Take some heartfelt advice and don't. You seem like a nice, if unfortunate, young man. Our attorneys will clobber you. They'll cut you to pieces.
Oh, yeah? Well, we'll see you in court.
And that goes like double.
Maynard.
No, it's no use, Dope. Ever since this thing started, I can't sleep. I'm having nightmares. I'm nervous. I'm jumpy. Look out! Look out! A bomb! A bomb!
Maynard! Maynard, it was just a baseball.
Oh, excuse me. I didn't mean to intrude.
You're not intruding. You're not intruding.
Ugliest girl I ever saw.
Fresh kid. Do you mind? Do you mind, please? Excuse us. You see what I mean, Maynard? You're all nervous about nothing. The insurance company doesn't have anything personal against you.
Yeah, then how come they want to get me to stand and clobber me? Them sharp lawyers will tear me to pieces.
So we'll get a sharp lawyer, too.
But their lawyers are like the sharpest. All they gotta do is hear the word accident.
Accident? Where's the accident? Accident? Who's hurt? Where's the... Oh, it's you. How'd you come out with the insurance company?
We didn't. They're fighting it. Hey, wait a minute. Hey, how about you handling the case?
Oh, no. It's been 20 years since I practiced law. I'm a teacher now. On what basis are they refusing payment?
They said I was an accidental prune.
Maynard, that's accident prone.
The defense is accident prone?
Yes, sir.
Well, I'll take the case. We're as good as in. They're basing their defense on a lot of mumbo-jumbo.
Maynard, we're in. They'll never clobber you with Professor Brinkerhoff handling the case.
Yeah, I can hear that two-tone bicycle horn now.
Why, we can't lose. All we have to do is be sure he makes a good presentation in the courtroom. All he has to do is look bright and sharp and alert and intelligent, and we're dead. All we have to do now is to depend on the fact that there's no such thing as accident prone.
I'll buy that.
What?
There's no such thing as accident prone.
I'll buy that. There's no such thing.
Accident prone? Exactly. That's why we're taking this case to court.
Court for what?
We take all these simple nuisance cases to court.
Well, I'd be the first one to agree that Maynard's pretty simple and he's also a nuisance, but why make a federal case out of it?
Because it's my duty as an employee and a loyal American to fight these unwarranted claims.
I don't care. He is a sweet, lovable, warm-hearted kid. So he got his hand caught in the gum machine. How much is it going to cost you for a little sprain?
How much? I'll tell you how much it's going to cost. Let me see now here. Sprain, elbow, ankle, shoulder. Oh, here we are. Sprained wrist.
All right, how much?
Oh, it'll run into a lot of money, Gillis.
No, cheapskate.
Oh, this Grebs is a clumsy oaf, and he doesn't deserve a cent. Money doesn't grow on trees, you know.
He is a sweet, lovable, warm-hearted kid, and he ought to get a chunk of dough.
Well, why don't you give it to him, then?
Me? Money don't grow on trees.
You were just saying that we were a bunch of cheapskates.
Now, listen, Buster. How much would it cost me to give you a punch right in the nose?
Just a minute. Pinch, punch. Oh, here we are. Punch in the nose. Were you planning to blacken both eyes?
What's that got to do with it?
We're running a special. I'll see you in court tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock.
You're darn tootin' you will, because I intend to be there and see that Maynard gets everything that's coming to him.
Well, the trial started at 9 sharp, and by 9:01, things weren't looking too red-hot for Maynard.
Now, as I understand it, you're the local druggist, Mr. Fortescue.
I was. Retired last week.
Retired on what?
On the money I made selling bandages and iodine to Maynard G. Krebs then. More accidents than any kid I ever saw.
That was bad enough, but it got worse when they called in this representative from the Red Cross.
Yes, we on the Executive Council of the Red Cross have long been aware of the existence of Maynard G. Krebs. In fact, and I don't think I'm speaking prematurely, we are seriously considering declaring him a permanent disaster area.
And then to make it worse, they called on our old high school physical education teacher. That really hurt.
Coach, we'd like to find out something about the physical coordination of Maynard G. Krebs.
Coordination?
What I want to know is, how did Maynard make out on the athletic field?
Well, that's kind of hard to say, because in 4 years, Maynard never got as far as the athletic field. He always managed to slip and fall down in the locker room.
Your Honor, it seems quite clear that Maynard G. Krebs is not entitled to any damages on the grounds that he is obviously guilty of gross contributory negligence. He is absolutely uncoordinated and completely accident-prone. He slips, falls, trips, and breaks things constantly. We rest our case.
I'm sorry about all this hullabaloo, Maynard. If I had my way, they'd just pay you off and forget the whole thing.
You're all heart, Mr. G.
Well, you're a pretty sweet, lovable, warm-hearted kid yourself, and I'm not going to sit here while they clobber you.
Well, where are you going to sit while they clobber me? I could, sit here because I got to go up there and be a witness.
Maynard, the word is witness, but you may be right. Now, listen, this is the way we're going to handle it. While you're up there telling your story, I'm going to be down here agreeing.
But you're supposed to be on the insurance company side.
That's just it. I'm supposed to be on the insurance company side, but when that judge hears me agreeing with everything you say, he's got to know you're on the up and up and give you every penny that's coming to you.
You're like a real human being, Mr. G.
May it please the court. The first witness I would like to call is the plaintiff, Mr. Maynard G. Krebs. Will you take the stand, please?
Witness is sworn. You may proceed.
Now, Your Honor, I intend to prove that everything my friend, the learned counselor, has said is a lot of hogwash. I will prove that Maynard G. Krebs, the plaintiff, is utterly blameless in this matter and should be awarded the full amount of damages. Now, Mr. Krebs, will you describe what happened on the morning in question?
I went into Mr. Gillis's grocery store and put a penny in the gum machine.
That's right. That's just what he did.
And what was the condition of the gum machine?
It was like busted.
That's right. It was busted. Couldn't get the gum out.
And will you describe the condition of Mr. Gillis's grocery store?
No offense, but it's like a death trap.
That's right. It's just like a... What did he say?
Would you care to elaborate on that statement?
I mean, it's like a sloppy mess, and things are always like falling down on people, and the floors are scrounged, and glass is like flaking off the wall.
Now, just a darn minute.
Order in the court.
Just a darn doggone minute, man.
Order.
Man, every time a customer goes in there, he's like taking his life in his hands. It's like a real mess.
Your Honor, are you gonna let this...
Order in the court. Mr. Gillis, I warn you. Go ahead.
Now, when you placed your hand in the gum machine, did Mr. Gillis at any time inform you or warned you that this was dangerous?
No, he just...
Warn him? How did I know what he was up to? He's practically nothing but a shoplifter around the place anyway.
Mr. Gillis.
All he does is bum food and break things, and what right has he got to sue for a lot of money? He just runs around in an old dirty T-shirt and plays the bongo.
That's exactly my point, Your Honor. When the only pleasure that a pathetic creature like the plaintiff can look forward to in life is playing the bongo. And when he's injured, what's left? Therefore, I urge that the court award him substantial damages. We rest our case.
Very well. Do you have a closing statement?
Your Honor, in light of the evidence presented, it seems quite obvious that Maynard G. Krebs was solely and principally responsible for his own injury. It's ridiculous to assert that an innocent, harmless, simple little mechanism like this gum machine could hurt anybody except a clumsy, awkward bungler.
I quite agree, Mr. Wazak. Help! Mr. Wazak. Order in the court! Order in the court! Order! Very well. Now, in view of the testimony, I find for the plaintiff, Maynard G. Krebs. Order! Now then, as to the amount of damages. It is my opinion that in view of the amount of income lost, in consideration of the anxiety and anguish, both mental and physical, plus the value of Mr. Krebs's time, that the amount of damages shall be damages shall be exactly $1.65.
Oh, I'm rich, like 30 your judgeship. You're just like a third daddy.
Order in the court! Order in the court!
Dad, Maynard has something he wants to say to you.
Oh, the ingrate returns, huh? Aren't you afraid to walk in here, Maynard? Kind of taking your life in your hands, ain't you? Ain't you afraid this groundsy old floor will fall right out from underneath you, the ceiling will flake off? And
Dad, Maynard's sorry.
Yeah, I don't know what came over me. I guess it was modest greed. Can you ever, forgive me, Mr. G?
Well, I guess it was no great harm done, but...
No hard feelings?
Likewise. Incidentally, I've got the gum machine fixed now so that even you can operate it. Be my guest.
Can I have a penny?
Gee, thanks, Dad. It means a lot to me that Maynard's a member of the family again.
Well, a very distant member, but...
Yeah.
Mr. G, like help? Oh, no, Mr. G. No, Mr. G, no. Mr. G!
please. You're in a classroom.
So what? I love you in a classroom. I love you anywhere. I love you indoors, outdoors, upstairs, downstairs, backwards, forwards. I love you.
Zelda.
How come?
How come what?
How come you love him? He don't love you.
He will. I'll get him yet.
So what do you have when you get him? I mean, he's kind of puny, ain't too bright, and he'll be bald before he's 30.
Thanks a lot.
Like what?
Don't you understand, Maynard? That's exactly why I love him. I mean, he's weak and bewildered and helpless. He needs me to guide his faltering feet.
Zelda, please, won't you get off my back?
Never, Poopsie. I'm going to straighten you out, and we'll be married and live in a split-level house with a big green lawn and rhododendron bushes, and we'll have 3 little children, 2 boys and a girl.
And I shall send each of them a silver spoon for his christening. But right now, I should like to begin the class, provided, of course, you have no objections.
I do. I got, like, lots of objections.
Yes, Mr. Krebs, I'm sure you do. Let us press on. Arnold, prepare the mice. All right, here, my young barbarians, is a maze. Please gather around. At that end of the maze is a little box of cheese. And right here, I'm going to have Arnold put one of the mice. Now, this is BF 436. BF for bright female. See how well she runs. Without pauses, without errors. This bright little creature makes her way right to the cheese. Very fine, my little beauty. Very intelligent. Now here, we have another white mouse. But this, you might say, is a mouse of a different color. Now this one is DM 108. See how he hesitates, how he fumbles, retraces his steps. Now you know why we call him DM for dull male. Now, class, what does this experiment prove?
That mice like cheese.
Brilliant. Oh, Mr. Gillis?
It proves some mice are dumber than others. But why?
Now, that is the question. Why? And the answer is heredity. You see, one mouse has been bred for intelligence, the other one for stupidity. We've controlled these laboratory animals for generations through selective mating.
What he said. You mean for one mouse you picked a bright mother and father, and for the other one you picked a dumb mother and father?
No, we went further back than that. We picked their grandparents as well as their great-grandparents, and you can see the results. It works the same with any other species, not only mice.
Yes, it works particularly well on people. For example, in the Osborne family, 4 generations, we have been picking our ancestors very, very carefully. Well, just look at me.
Yeah, I think somebody goofed.
I shock you, low-born person.
Well, that's why dumb dogs have dumb pups, and dumb cats have dumb kittens, and dumb parents have dumb children. It's called the heredity factor. Well, what's the matter, Mr. Gillis? I've never seen you looking like that before.
I just got a brilliant idea.
No wonder I've never seen you looking like that before.
I never thought this day had come. Never. For years, I've been trying to get Zelda off my back. I tried everything I knew, but what chance did I have? I mean, Zelda's all brain, and me, well, let's face it. I'm charming, lovable, clean-cut, winsome, loyal, devoted, true. But smart? Smart I've never been. Until now. This time, I'm a cinched-out widder. A cinched-out foxer to out-clever her, to dazzle her with my footwork. Boy, will I dazzle her. Maynard, old friend, this is a glorious day, an historic day.
Don't tell me. Let me guess. Let's see. It's not the 4th of July, because that's in August. It's not Columbus Day, because that's in 1492. And it's not Lincoln's birthday, because that's on Washington's birthday.
I give up. Today's the day that I finally, with my own head, figured out a way to get Zelda off my back. Truly and completely off my back, now and forever.
You're Josh.
You sure are, Poopsie. I don't know what ridiculous scheme your puny little mind has come up with this time, Dobie, but you might as well forget it. You'll never get rid of me, because whatever you think of, I'll always think of something better.
Oh, I know, Zelda, I know.
Because I have a mind like Einstein, Madame Curie, and Mort Saul all rolled into one. And you, on the other hand...
am slow, dull, dim, thick, and foolish.
You forgot stupid.
Yeah.
True. So why don't you spare yourself, Dobie, and come to Zelda, who will always love and cherish you and protect you from the cruel world.
Zelda, I'd like nothing better. I mean, life would be so simple with a genius like you taking care of a dope like me. But, Zelda, we just can't do it.
You about to spring the trap, Dobe?
In a minute.
Well, spring it and let's get it over with. I'd like to measure you for a new sweater.
Zelda, my dear.
Hey, Zelda, I really think he's got something this time.
Pish posh. Yes, Dobie, my beloved numbskull.
Oh, I am a numbskull. That's exactly what I am, a numbskull. And you've got a mind like a computer.
Well, that was established back in kindergarten. Now let's get on with your scheme.
I'm rooting for you, Dobe.
Yeah, thank you. Zelda, my dear, you have, I understand, a plan for me.
You know it, Buster. We will be married and live in a split-level house with a big green lawn and rhododendron bushes, and we'll have 3 little children, 2 boys and a girl.
Aha.
Ah, now you're gonna spring the trap, huh, Dope?
Right now.
Spring already.
Zelda, do you remember what the professor said when he was doing that experiment yesterday with the white mice? All that stuff about heredity. Dumb dogs have dumb pups, and dumb cats have dumb kittens, and dumb people have dumb children.
But I'm not dumb.
But I am. Zelda, how can you do such a rotten thing to your children, giving them my dumb brain?
But they'll be inheriting my brain, too.
Maybe. It's a 50-50 chance. But how can you risk it, Zelda? How can you gamble with your children's minds? No, Zelda, you've got to give me up for the sake of your children. You've got to let me go.
Dobie, I love you.
You're not going to burden those poor little innocent babies with my dumb old mind. You're going to find a mate just as intelligent as yourself.
Dobie, you've done it. You've outsmarted me.
Europa!
Maynard, that's Eureka. Come, Zelda.
Where?
To start our search for an intelligent mate. A man with a brain so large, so active, so dynamic that he'll be a worthy father of your children. And of all the guys on campus, it's obvious that the smartest, the sharpest, the wisest, the deepest, the quickest, the brightest can only be...
Surely you jest, Gillis, baby.
But Chatsworth, you haven't thought it through. Remember, you're an aristocrat, a thoroughbred, an intellectual.
A rat.
Maynard.
Dobie, just give it up. Chatsworth doesn't want me.
No offense, Zelda Chickie, but true. You no doubt have many fine
You
qualities.
bet she has many fine qualities. Brain power, intellect, cunning, a mind to match your own. Chatsworth, when you've got a thoroughbred racehorse, you look for another thoroughbred. You don't go looking for some nag that's pulling a milk wagon.
Rochelle is scarcely a nag that pulls a milk wagon, are you, ma chère?
Scarcely.
All right, so she's a blue blood. But she's awful dumb.
I'll tell you how dumb she is. She was copying my test paper the other day.
Dobie, it is well known that you have been trying to foist Zelda off on someone for years. And I do wish you luck in this worthy pursuit. But me, Dobie-doo? No, Dobie-doo. Come, Rochelle, my little muskrat. Let's go for a spin in my madly expensive handmade sports car.
Well, Dobie, I guess we're skunked. Let's go look for the second best IQ.
No, sir. There'll be no second best for you. Only the top is good enough for my Zelda.
Dobie, I love you.
You're all heart, girl, except for your brain.
The only trouble is, how are we going to get Chatsworth Osborne, Jr.?
Dobie, if you'll forgive me, this is a big problem which requires a big mind. Now, you've taken me about as far as you can with your limited mental equipment, and I'm very grateful to you. But from here on, I'm taking over. I mean, well, you don't send a boy to do a man's job.
Hey, cool. You're gonna put that rotten, conniving brain of yours to work, huh, Zell?
You bet.
It's not going to be easy. Chatsworth is a tough guy to move, even for you.
True. But there is one power in the world that can move Chatsworth Osborne, Jr. One power.
Preposterous.
But, Mrs. Osborne, you haven't even thought it through.
There is nothing to think about. Chatsworth is an aristocrat and you are a commoner.
Oh, me too. I'm more commoner than anybody.
That's exactly the point, Mrs. Osborne. You gotta think of the Osborne line. Look at him. The end of the line.
Oh, really, Mumsy? This is too outre.
Oh, nurse.
Now, take me on the other hand. I'm smart.
She's been valedictorian ever since kindergarten.
And I'm strong.
You want to hear in the stomach?
And I'm healthy.
Show her your teeth, though.
Look.
Yeah, once at a carnival I saw her bite clean through a 2x4.
I'm a hard worker. I spend practically no money and my digestion is perfect.
Also, her appendix is out.
Child, I am, of course, very impressed by your manifold assets, but think of the difference in our social standing.
You think of the difference, Mrs. Osborne. Are you forgetting what happened to the royal families in Europe in the olden days? They didn't marry any commoners, and their blood kept getting thinner and thinner until finally the families just disappeared. Look what happened to the Bourbons.
They all got drunk.
Look what happened to the Habsburgs, the Tudors, the Stuarts. Where are they now? Are you going to let the Osborne line just dwindle away like that?
No, by thunder, I am not.
Mumsy, whatever are you thinking of? Rochelle and I have an understanding.
Oh, golly whiskers, Mrs. Osborne.
Out of here, you puny girl. Take your flimsy, aristocratic bones out of here. Big up.
Mumsy!
Oh, Chatsworth, don't ever sneak up on me like that without warning.
Mumsy, I will not be treated like a piece of chattel.
You will do exactly as your mother, who loves you, commands. I haven't many more years left. Not more than 40 or 50, perhaps. But before I go, I want to see this Osborne house full of sturdy young little Osbornes.
Yay, Mrs. O. You'll never regret this, Mrs. Osborne.
I certainly will not. You know, I like this little girl. peasant though she may be. I like the intelligence shining in those beady little eyes. I like that tiny, scheming little brow and that stubborn, buttoned little chin. Give me grandsons. Do you hear me, girl? Give me lots of grandsons. I want sturdy, ruthless, unprincipled, nasty little boys to carry on the Osborne tradition.
Mumsy, I won't do it. I shall hold my breath until I die.
You are looking at Dobie Gillis, free man. For the first time in my whole life, Zelda's off my back. Actually, honestly, off my back. Boy, what a glorious feeling. Of course, I'm not entirely happy about what I did to Zelda. Without me, she's a cinch to turn into a poor, miserable, unhappy creature.
Chance with you so darling.
Yes, I am rather, aren't I?
The thing I had announced about you and I.
Well, I too, my little otter, was quite out of sorts at the beginning. But now that I've come to know you, mwah, quelle joie.
And mwah, quelle joie to you, Chance.
And to think of all the time I wasted on those well-born little flibberty gibbets.
What are you complaining about? I had Dobie.
Dope, I'm gonna get me one of them goof-off specials. 1 scoop of vanilla, 1 scoop of strawberry sherbet, 1 scoop of diced leg of lamb. Why don't you get you one?
Oh, just a minute. I see Zelda over there. Maybe we ought to go over and cheer her up.
His brother gave her the pineapple.
Oh, I don't know, Dove. Looks like if she gets any more happy, we'll have to wrap her up in wet sheets.
Yeah, she's just putting on a brave front. Poor, miserable kid. Hi, Zelda. Mind if we join you? Kind of perk up your spirits a little bit?
No offense, Dobie do, but we'd rather you didn't. Zelda and I are having an absolutely smashing time.
Yes, we're discussing the theories of Einstein.
Oh, sounds like screams.
Don't laugh. All my life I've been looking for somebody I could talk to about Einstein.
Yes, and all my life I've been looking for somebody who could understand Einstein.
What's to understand? E equals MC squared.
Oh, of course, but how about the space-time continuum?
You sure you don't want me to cheer you up?
It hadn't been for Aristotle.
Yes.
Yeah, I could
the
do
devil
some tricks
Aristotle
maybe,
is not
make you
likely
feel
to be
better.
dismissed.
You put it so well. Have you read Nietzsche's Man und Übermensch?
Of course, who has not? But the real fun, my little gazelle, is to read Nietzsche along with Hegel and Swedenborg.
Would you like me to do my imitation of a chicken?
Come on, let's go down to the library and do it right now.
Of course, my impetuous one.
Zelda, chance for...
Dove?
Huh?
I'd like to hear your imitation of a chicken.
Never mind.
It didn't sound too much like a chicken.
Nah.
That did. Sick one.
Of course I wanted Zelda to be happy. But did she have to be that happy?
Oh, marvelous. You're going to sing.
Yes, and beautifully, so be quiet. Oh, Lord Jeffrey Amherst was a soldier of the king, and he came from across the sea. To the Frenchmen and the Indians, he didn't do a thing in the wilds of this wild country. In the wilds of this wild country. And for his royal majesty, he fought with all his might, for he was a soldier.
Hey, Dove, where you been?
Around.
Gee, I hardly ever see you anymore, good buddy. I thought once you got that rotten Zelda back, we could hack around all the time, but I ain't seen you in days.
I've been busy.
Yeah, too bad, cause you wanna know where I just was?
No, Maynard.
I was downtown watching them knock down the old Endicott building. See, they got this big crane, see? And on the end is this iron ball. And this guy whams it into the building. Are you through? Got one more. That's it? That's it?
I'm delighted.
You don't look delighted, you look miserable. In fact, you've been looking miserable ever since you got rid of Zelda so you could be happy.
Maynard, that's true.
You ain't in love with that small girl, are you?
It's not a question of love. It's just a question of losing something that you were used to.
Yeah, it's too bad you figured out such a smart way to get rid of her.
What do you mean?
I mean, you used up all your smartness, and now you'll never figure out a way to get her back. Never.
What's the use kidding? You're right. I couldn't think of a thing, not one single thing, to get Zelda back. Oh, by the way, did I tell you I want her back? Well, I do. If you're surprised, how do you think I felt? But if our professor was right about heredity, I was a gone goose. And our professor was always right. So I'd never get Zelda back. But was he right? Couldn't there be some chance, some tiny little chance, that this one time he was wrong?
Not a chance.
Not an itsy
Not a
bitsy
smidgen of an iota of a chance. Mr. Gillis, in all the years I've done this experiment, the smart mouse always runs the maze faster.
Always?
Always.
The dumb one never wins?
Never.
Don't seem fair.
But how do you know that's on account of heredity? Couldn't there be some other reason?
Mr. Gillis, I'm not trying to tell you that heredity is the only factor of counts. Of course there are others, and they are very important, too. But you can't discount heredity. It's a fact that bright parents produce bright offspring.
You're sure?
Why all this sudden interest in white mice, Mr. Gillis?
Oh, just scientific curiosity.
Yeah, and besides, he snowed Zelda into getting off his back on account of this heredity jazz. And now that he's got her off his back, he wants her back on his back.
But to get her back, you have to prove that heredity doesn't work. For instance, if in class today I let the mice run the maze again, and this time the dumb mouse beat the smart mouse, that would sort of knock my statements about heredity into a cocked hat.
Not only that, it would prove they weren't true.
Would you? Would you let the mice run again today, please, sir? Maybe it'd come out different this time.
It wouldn't.
How come?
Because they were just fed a few hours ago, and no mouse, no matter how bright, will run the maze unless it's hungry. I mean, look how complicated it is just for it to get to the cheese. They just won't take the trouble unless their bellies are good and empty. There's no incentive.
Oh, me too. I mean, when my belly's all full up, I won't even get up to turn off the television. Last night I watched TV till 2 a.m., and the set wasn't even on.
How soon can the mice run the maze again?
Tomorrow, provided they're not fed before then.
Professor, would you?
Oh. All right, Mr. Gillis, I'll let them run tomorrow if it's that important to you.
No, it's not that important. I mean, I don't really care. I mean, what have I got at stake? Except my life.
Hey, Dobe, you want to go downtown and watch that guy flip flapjacks in the window? Hey, you want to go to the stockyards and watch him dip sheep? Well, you want to see my appendix scar?
Oh. Hi, Zelda.
Hi, small girl.
Hello, chaps.
Going anywhere in particular?
Oh, no. I just put on my satin back crepe, my rhinestone earrings, and my glass slippers just to knock around in.
Oh, date with Chatsworth, huh?
Good thinking.
Good evening, Zelda, my little antelope.
Hi, Chatsy. You look divine.
Oh, yes, I do, rather, don't I? Come, my pretty, let the revels begin.
What enchanting divertisements have you planned for us tonight, my clever...
Oh, nothing special. The opera, the theater, the movies, a 12-course gourmet dinner, a little miniature golf, bowling, the batting cage, and then a trip to the observatory. Halley's Comet is particularly brilliant tonight.
Let us away.
Yes, let's. Hasta la vista, amigos.
Doom. Like Doom. I'll never get her back.
Well, you always got me, good buddy.
Doom.
Like Doom.
And after tomorrow, I'll be totally and completely doomed.
What's tomorrow?
Don't you remember, tomorrow's when the professor does the experiment with the mice again. And, of course, it's going to end up the same way again. If I ever had a chance of getting Zelda back, it'll be gone for sure tomorrow.
Like doomed.
I feel rotten.
Yeah, let's get something to eat.
Let's get something to eat. 5 innocent words. Let's get something to eat. But when Maynard said them, a bell started clanging in my head, and they suddenly ranked right alongside Remember the Maine and Tippecanoe and Tyler, too, as words that will go down in history. Let's get something to eat, reminding me of what the professor had said. If a mouse isn't hungry, it won't run the maze. So if I snuck into the classroom and fed the bright mouse plenty of food, it'd just sit there and let the dumb one leave it at the post. Then what would Zelda think of those fancy theories of heredity? Clever, huh? Yep, like I told Maynard, the answer to my problem with Zelda is food.
Oh, good thinking.
Yeah.
We feed her till she can't move, then we grab her, put her in a wheelbarrow, head to the tallest tree, and we hide her in a cave, see?
Listen, remember what the professor said today?
Yeah, then every 1 or 2 or 3 days we go out there with a bunch of stuff like donuts and spaghetti, and we feed her again, keep her sluggish. Man, she'll never get away.
Maynard. Good thinking. Yeah. Now, will you listen? Well, Maynard didn't quite get it, but he seldom does. But I had the whole thing figured out. A, I would sneak into the classroom tonight and feed cheese to that bright mouse until it was stuffed. And that meant B, when the professor puts it in the maze tomorrow, it won't be able to move. So C, the dumb mouse will run the legs off it, which means that D, the professor's talk about heredity gets knocked into a cocked hat. E, Zelda realizes that those theories don't mean a darn thing. And F through Z, I get Zelda back. You know something? It's a good thing the Russians don't have my brain. BF 436, bright female. That's the one, Maynard.
Hi, little squeaky buddy. Look, we brought you something good to eat. Cheese.
Yes, sir, little mouse. Here you are. Eat hearty.
Here, go on, eat. It's yummy.
Sure it is. You'll love it. All mice love cheese. All mice love cheese.
Hey, Doe, maybe he doesn't know he's a mouse.
It's delicious. Here, I'll eat some myself. He's not even watching, Maynard. Please, Mouse, just try a little. You'll love it.
Yeah, and it's good for you. Chock full of vitamins and like that.
Please?
Look, don't be a rat, you mouse.
What was that?
Somebody's coming.
Come on this way.
That's all right. In the broom closet. Good thinking.
Dana! It's me!
Doe, I'm scared.
Shh! Maynard, don't talk. Don't whisper. Don't even breathe. Maynard, I told you not to breathe. I'm not breathing.
Hey, Doe, there's somebody else in the closet with us.
Ridiculous. Maynard, that couldn't possibly.
You do something good, buddy?
Yeah, a little chin, little nose, two little eyes. Yeah,
like Zelda?
Like Zelda.
Come out. Come out, please. Well, my young breakers and enterers, what are you doing here? Miss Gilroy?
What's Dobie doing here?
What's Zelda doing here?
What are you doing here? No offense.
No offense. Obviously, we all have the same idea. But who got here first?
Me.
To feed the mouse.
Then I heard somebody coming.
Me.
And me.
To feed the mouse.
But the mouse wouldn't eat.
Well, of course not. Miss Gilroy had already fed her.
Then we heard somebody coming.
Me. To feed the mouse. Which, of course, wouldn't eat.
Professor, why'd you do this?
Some people think of me as hard and cold and mean.
Yeah, me.
Yes, Mr. Krebs. But I guess underneath it all, I'm just a sentimental slob. Obviously, I'm not much of a scientist lousing up an experiment this way. But I figure we can stretch science a little bit if it means keeping you two together, because that's where you belong, together.
Oh, we do.
Small girl, I don't dig. I mean, what do you want with Dobie? I thought you and Chatsy were having such a blast.
Maynard, you know absolutely nothing about love.
True, small girl.
Sure, I was having fun with Chatsworth. At first, anyhow, but every time I looked at you and saw those pathetic, helpless eyes looking at me like a sick spaniel, I knew I could never be happy with anyone else. I mean, if you're silly enough to get stuck for a tin-thumb idiot like you, Poopsie, no offense.
No offense, Zelda.
Then, there's no chance of ever getting unstuck.
Thank you, Zelda. That's just the way I feel about you. You're a mess, but you're my mess.
Thank you.
Yeah, but what about the kids ending up with Dobie's tiny brain?
Oh, heredity isn't all that foolproof. The kids could turn out to be geniuses. Who knows?
And what if they aren't? I'll be there to protect them. If I can take care of one dimwit, I guess I can handle a few more.
Yeah, I'm getting pretty misty.
Me too.
Me too. Anybody got any cheese left?
Mumsy, will you listen? I certainly will not. I told you very distinctly to get rid of this desiccated creature and start going around with this beady-eyed little girl.
Mumsy, that's what I'm trying to tell you. Zelda won't have me.
Oh, smarter than I thought.
Nothing personal, Mrs. Osborne. It's just that Dobie needs me.
Well, he certainly needs something.
In view of the circumstances, Mrs. Osborne, Zelda and I feel that she should return the gifts that Chatsworth gave her.
Yeah, so I brought them back. Okay, Maynard.
peachy keen.
Why, what's the matter? Those are fine marks.
Sure, but in what kind of courses? Elementary Italian, fingerprint identification, bird life in North America, except Winnipeg. What kind of courses are those?
Well, I'm sort of experimenting, Dad.
Herbert, the boy is trying to find himself.
Well, I will give him a clue. Just let him look behind the nearest girl with a pretty face, and there he'll be. See some chick running into a classroom and saying he's taken that course, too.
Dad, I'll admit I like girls.
Oh, and I will admit that the sun rises in the east.
That's not the reason I keep switching around. After all, college is a big, confusing place, and how do I know what I want until I try everything?
Dobie, you keep taking all these kooky courses, and when you graduate, there will be only one course left open to you. Marry money.
You know what you're saying?
Marry money, that's what I'm saying. Dobie, you find yourself a girl with a good, steady job and marry her, one who can bring in the groceries.
What a horrible thing to say to Dobie.
Civil service, son. That's the bit. Marry a girl with a job where she can't get fired. And not too young a girl, an older girl. I don't mean an old hag or anything, but, you know, one, say, between 30 and 35, this type, you know, they're settled and they're steady and they appreciate things.
Thanks a lot, Dad. Do you mind if I say a few words now?
Please do, dear.
Well, I've got some good news for you. I finally found the subject that I want.
What is it?
Egyptology.
Egypt what'll-she?
Egyptology, the study of ancient Egypt, the pharaohs, the sphinxes, the pyramids. I'll be going to Egypt and digging up old tombs.
You don't have to go to Egypt, son. Start digging right here. One old tomb for your poor old dad.
In 1954, my father dropped a crate of oranges on his big toe. A few days ago, I told my father that I wanted to study Egyptology. What have these two widely separated events got in common? I'll tell you what. These are the only two times I ever saw my father cry.
Oh, come on, Dobe. Tell your old dad you're only kidding about this Egyptology.
But I'm serious, Dad. It's fascinating stuff, honest. Why, Egypt was practically the cradle of civilization.
Well, I think it's wonderful, Dobie, that you finally found something that you're interested in. And I want you to know that I'm behind you 100%.
Thanks,
And I want you to know that what I said about marrying an older woman with a civil service job still goes.
My father's a fine man, and I have no desire to bum rap him. But truth to tell, he does exaggerate. I mean, sure, Mom's been known to talk him into things, but it's only because she uses logic and common sense and sound reasoning.
And fraud and chicanery and trickery and threats.
Herbert, you know that's not true.
It ain't, huh? Dobie, forget about Egyptology.
And Herbert, forget about dinner for 3
I rest my case.
Well, maybe I do threaten a little, but it's only because I'm right. Now, Herbert...
Now, Herbert again, huh? I surrender. I know when I'm late. Dobie, take Egyptology. I approve under duress, and I shall cry a little, but I approve.
I hope you really mean that, Dad, because I have to ask you for something.
For what? No, what a stupid question.
Well, you see, Dad, I want to go on a dig during my summer
what?
vacation. A dig.
A dig?
A dig?
Dig? I hear my people talking. Like, hi, Mrs. G, Dobe G, Mr. G. Dobe G. That means...
I know.
Ooh, boy.
Now, what's this dig? And you butt out.
Well, it's an archaeological expedition. We're going over to Egypt and dig up some old tombs and find mummies and vases and tools and stuff like that.
We're going to Egypt. Who's going to Egypt?
Well, a bunch of students and some of the teachers, too. They go over every year for 2 or 3 weeks. It's fascinating work.
I'll bet it's a fascinating cost, too. How much?
Oh, it's not too expensive. All we have to pay is transportation. The college takes care of the rest.
And transportation to Egypt ain't expensive. You're going by streetcar, maybe?
I've got the contract right here, Dad. You don't have to pay it all at once, see?
$285!
See, that's easy terms.
Yeah, no.
Dad, I know it's a little steep, but I've really got my heart set on it.
Oh, and I have my heart set on something, too, boy. Staying out of the poorhouse. Back to fingerprint identification.
Dobie, your father will give you the money. Now, Herbert, you sign this paper and give Dobie the down payment.
I'll pay you back someday, Dad, honest.
What with, old mummies?
Now, Herbert.
Now, Herbert, oh.
Thanks, Mom. Come on, Maynard. We'll be late for school.
Goodbye, Mrs. G. Mr. G. Hey, Mr. G, do you think if I want one of them digs you...
Herbert, you ought to be proud.
I ought to be examined. That's what I ought. Egyptology. How in the world did Dobie ever get himself mixed up in a kooky thing like that? And I withdraw the question. Winnie, open the store. I'll be right back.
Where are you going?
I am going over to that Egyptology class and find the girl that's making an Egyptologist out of Dobie and a pauper out of me.
Hey, Doe, I'd like to ask you a question. Do you really dig this Egyptology, like for real, really?
Like for real, really.
Oh, you're joshing.
Maynard, why do I usually take a class?
Because you're chasing after some chick.
True. Now look around. Do you see any chicks in this class?
Like, no.
I rest my case.
Hey, Doe, you must really love Egyptology. I mean, you got no posterior motive.
That's ulterior, but you got the right idea. Dan.
Oh, hi, son. I just happened to be in the neighborhood and thought I'd drop in.
You thought you'd look in on my Egyptology class to see who the chick was who got me interested.
Well, I got a right to know.
No, there ain't no chicks, Mr. G. I just looked.
Yeah, that's what I see. So how come?
Dad, I explained it to you. We study the past to know the present.
There's no pretty face, son. This is all like intellectual-like.
Dad, I know it's hard to believe.
Hard? Oh, I wouldn't say that. Impossible? Yes. Unthinkable? Yes. Unheard of? Yes. Hard? No.
Dad, try to believe me. There's no pretty face.
Good morning, class.
Good morning, Dr. Burkhardt.
Like, good morning, Dr. B.
Uh-huh.
Who's the dean, Marilyn Monroe?
This is my father, Dr. Burkhardt.
Well, this is a pleasure, Mr. Gillis. How do you do?
How do you do?
I'm so glad you could drop by. I think it's just wonderful, the enthusiasm that Dobie has for Egyptology. Why, he's taken to it like
Cat to catnip?
Exactly. I don't know when I found a more devoted admirer.
No, swell.
Tell me, Mr. Gillis, are you interested in Egyptology, too?
Me?
Him?
Maynard.
Well, there are a few things I'd like to find out about.
Well, why don't you sit down and join the class? I'm going to show some movies of last year's dig.
Oh, this I would love to see.
Excellent. Maynard, set up the screen. Dobie, will you run the projector? And Mr. Gillis, you sit right here by me.
Oh, thank you. Doctor, just what kind of a doctor are you? A surgeon, eye, ear, nose, and throat, what?
Oh, I'm a Ph.D. That's a doctor of philosophy.
Oh, yeah, the kind of doctor who don't do anybody no good.
Medically, no.
Mm-hmm. Do you mind if I ask you another question?
Of course not.
Kind of personal?
Of course.
No offense, but how old are you?
35.
No offense.
No offense.
And this teaching job, it's civil service?
Yes. Why?
When you go on these digs, who all goes along?
Oh, a group of students and, of course, some teachers.
Oh, yeah, like chaperones, huh?
Oh, well, we don't look at it quite that way. I mean, after all, we're all out there for the same purpose.
Yes, but you do stick together, you know, kind of keep an eye on each other.
No. Most of the time we work in teams.
How many on a team?
2. As a matter of fact, I've decided to team up with Dobie this summer. He's so eager.
Oh, that he is, and you're 35.
Yes.
And civil service.
Yes.
Ready with the first reel, Dr. Burkhardt.
Oh, fine. Roll it. I'm afraid our photography isn't very professional, Mr. Gillis. Our cameraman was pretty shaky. Class, now here we are at Luxor. We had just discovered the tomb of King Ahmes, his 18th dynasty, of course.
Oh, of course.
My teammate has just crawled into the tomb, and now he's handing me a burial urn.
Tell me, Doctor, is this the way you always dress on digs?
Oh, yes, we're not at all formal. Comfort is all that counts. I think you will find this a particularly beautiful specimen. Note the long, clean lines.
I'm noting.
Sometimes we were so excited by our discoveries that we kept working even after dark. Oh, we loved every minute of it. The desert nights are so soft and mild.
Kind of romantic-like, too.
Oh, yes. Nowhere else does the moon seem so close or the stars so bright.
35, you said you were?
Yes, Mr. Gillis. Twice, Mr. Gillis.
Then I suppose you don't remember Rudolph Valentino and the Sheik, do you?
No, Mr. Gillis.
Well, I do. And them desert nights and the moon and the stars and Valentino riding across the sand on that big white horse. The girl takes one look at him and turns into putty of
That's very interesting, Mr. Gillis.
Putty jelly of
Maynard?
Maynard.
No, Maynard. Get the lights. I'll rewind and put on the next reel, Dr. Burkhardt.
Oh, must you go?
No, I think I'd better.
I've got a lot more to show you.
Oh, thanks, Doctor, but I've seen enough.
Here, give me a hand.
Oh, sure. Are you going to stay late, Dr. Burkhardt?
Yes, Dobie, I have some work to do.
You gonna stay here all by yourself with these death masks and mummies and all like that?
Yes, Maynard.
Oh, don't do it, Dr. B. I mean, what if one of the mummies puts a curse on you?
I'll curse him right back.
Dr. B, do you think... Good night, Maynard.
Right.
Good night, Dr. Burkhardt.
Good night.
Hi, Mom, Dad. Sorry I'm late. I was tied up at school.
Egyptology?
Yes.
At night, too?
Oh, yes, Dad, I'm really hooked.
And Dr. Burkhardt was there?
Yes, matter of fact, she's still there.
Oh, my son, my son.
Never mind. Go have your dinner. It's on the stove.
How about you?
We've had ours.
She had hers, me, I couldn't eat a bite.
What's with him?
Oh, my son,
Have your dinner before it gets cold. What are you, Herbert? Some kind of a nut?
No, I'm worse than that. I'm a fiend. I'm a monster. I had to tell Dobie to get himself an older woman with a civil service job, and of course he goes right out and does it. The boy does everything I tell him. He worships
Herbert,
me.
that's ridiculous.
You know, when you're worshipped like that, you have to be careful because there are a lot of responsibilities, too. I gotta watch out what I tell this kid. I just can't go shooting off my big mouth all the time.
Now you are beginning to reach me.
Oh, my son, what have I done to thee?
Herbert, it's even too silly to think about Dobie being in love with a school teacher.
Oh, is that so? Well, you wouldn't think it was so silly if you ever got a look at this particular school teacher.
Nonsense. Even if what you say about Dobie is true, which I don't for 1 minute admit, do you think the teacher would stand for a thing like that? Why, she's a school teacher, Herbert, a college teacher with a Ph.D. degree. Obviously, she's a mature, educated woman with a good mind.
Yeah, well, I've seen gooder minds than hers get scrambled up by those soft desert nights and that big yellow moon hanging up there and the stars so close you could reach up and grab them. Do you remember Rudolph Valentino?
Yes. And I remember you, Herbert T. Gillis, when you get an idea and that hard head of yours takes dynamite to blast it out.
Winnie, please listen
Quiet.
to me.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, back to tonight's feature film from our great gallery of classic silent movies, starring those two blazing lovers of the silent screen, Ricardo Magruder and Fifi Latoul, in that unforgettable desert adventure romance, Cold Steel and Hot Sand.
I don't see anything wrong. Herbert? Herbert!
Oh, please, Doctor, please. You know what's in a father's heart.
Gillis, what are you doing?
I'm begging. I'm on my knees begging.
Get up this instant.
All right, I'm up. I'm still begging.
Begging for what?
Please don't take my boy to Egypt.
Why ever not?
Well, he's so young and you're so beautiful and the nights are so soft and the moon's so yellow and the stars are so close. And...
Gillis, can you possibly be suggesting that there is anything between Dobie and me?
Oh, of course not, but he's so young and you're so beautiful.
And you are so wrong. Mr. Gillis, may I remind you that I am a school teacher, a scientist, and a doctor of philosophy.
And you are also a dish.
Mr. Gillis, I think an apology is in order immediately.
I'm sorry.
Thank you. And now I think another apology is in order.
I gotta be sorry twice?
Yes, once to me and once to Dobie. Why, you ought to be ashamed of yourself, thinking thoughts like that about your fine, upstanding son.
You think so?
I most certainly do. Now you get home and tell Dobie you're sorry.
There's something I want to say to you.
About what?
About Dr. Burkhart.
Oh? What about her?
Well, she's a fine woman.
She sure is.
Yes, Dr. Burkhart is a fine woman.
Yes, sir, and good looking, too.
Yes, and she is, did you say she was good looking?
Don't you think so?
Never mind what I think. Do you think she's good looking?
Sure, Dad.
How good looking?
What do you mean?
Don't be dense, boy. I mean, how good looking do you think she is? Pretty good looking, medium good looking, good looking, extra good
Well,
good?
I guess I'd say somewhere between good looking and extra good looking. Dad, why are you looking at me like that? Dad, where are you going?
Doctor? Please don't take my boy to eat.
Oh, now, Mr. Gillis, now you get up at once and stop this nonsense. I thought we had it all settled.
Look, I know there's nothing between you and Dobie here, and if you wanted to take him out and dig up Cleveland or Duluth, I wouldn't worry for a minute. Or if you wanted to take him to Denver or Seattle or some other nice, cool, temperate place like Hudson's Bay where the moon's just a sliver and you can't hardly see the stars, psst, okay, but don't take him to Egypt where the nights are so soft and the moon's so yellow and the stars are so close.
Mr. Gillis, may I ask you something?
Anything.
What are you, some kind of a nut?
Doctor, will you please tell Dobie he can't go with you?
I most certainly will not.
And then I'll just have to play it the other way. I'll just have to tell Dobie he can't go.
Oh, Mr. Gillis, you can't do that. I mean, Dobie's crazy about Egyptology. Why, this dig will be the greatest thrill of his life.
That's what I'm afraid
Oh,
of.
Mr. Gillis, be reasonable.
Doctor, who tells him, me or you?
You're determined about this. Your mind is set?
Like concrete?
Yes. Very well, Mr. Gillis, I'll tell you what I'll do. If you let Dobie go on this dig, I'll stay home. Oh, it doesn't matter about me. I've been on a lot of digs, but this is Dobie's first one, and I'm not going to let you take it away from him. He goes, and I stay.
But Dobie won't go if you don't go.
Oh? Why don't you ask him?
It's just what I'll do. Dobie, I got something to tell you. Dr. Burkhart ain't going on that dig.
Oh?
Didn't you hear what I said, boy? Dr. Burkhart ain't going.
I heard you, Dan.
Well?
Well, what?
Well, you mean you're going even if she ain't?
Why not?
You see, Herbert, didn't I tell you?
You also told me the Dodgers would never leave Brooklyn.
Yeah, what's this all about?
Son, do you mean to say you're taking this Egyptology stuff because you really like Egyptology?
Yes, Dad. Why won't you believe me? If I told you once, I told you... Dad? Dad?
So, you found out that Dobie would go even without me.
Oh, Doctor, I was wrong, dead wrong. What can I do to make it up to you?
Well, Mr. Gillis, for openers, you can get off your knees.
Oh, I'm so ashamed of myself.
Don't be. Be proud.
Of what?
Of your son, Dobie. He's a fine boy. A dedicated boy. How I wish I could be there when he first sees the pyramids.
Doctor? You are going to be there.
Oh, but Mr. Gillis,
Oh,
you said...
I know I said a lot of goofy things, but there's no reason in the world why you shouldn't go with Dobie.
No, there really isn't.
And I'm going home right now, and I'm going to tell Dobie that he's going to Egypt, and you're going to Egypt, and everybody's going to Egypt.
You do that, Mr. Gillis.
Good night.
Good night. Oh, and Mr. Gillis, you do try to stay home this time?
It's all settled. Dobie, you're going to Egypt. Dr. Burkhart's going to Egypt. Everybody's going to Egypt. What's that you're sewing?
I've been sewing a name tag on Dobie's shorts.
Shorts? What does he need shorts for?
For the dig, dear.
You saw the movies, Dan. Everybody wears shorts on the dig. The kids, Dr. Burke... Dad?
father's heart and do me a favor?
What?
When you get to Egypt, don't wear shorts.
Shorts.
Shorts. You promise?
I promise.
Honest and truly?
Honest and truly. I won't wear shorts. Dobie won't wear shorts. Nobody won't wear shorts.
Oh, you are all heart, ma'am.
Well, I don't know what you are, Mr. Gillis, but I suspect that underneath all that sound and fury, you've got a little bit of heart yourself.
You ain't mad at me?
No, Mr. Gillis.
Oh, you are all heart, ma'am.
Thank you.
And on top of that, you are a very good-looking woman.
Thank you.
And if we'd had teachers like you when I was going to school, I'd still be going to school. Yeah.
Good night, Mr. Gillis.
No hard feelings?
Certainly not. Good night, Mr.
You must be the nut. Dr. Burkhart warned me that some nut had come sliding in here in his knees, and yep, here you are.
Where's Dr. Burkhart?
The doctor's gone, but she left a message. She said if the nut comes back, that I should say, if he has anything more to tell her, he should write her a letter, care of the Great Pyramid, Cairo, Egypt. You are the nut, aren't you?
I cannot tell a lie. I'm the nut.
Like hi, Mr. G. Like hi, Mr. G. You want to know what I just got?
Some other time, dear.
Like a year from Friday, dear.
Okay, I'll tell you. I just got a letter from my good buddy Dobie from Egypt.
That's wonderful. What does he say?
I didn't open it.
Why not?
What's the use? I don't read Egyptian.
I imagine it's written in English.
I don't read that too good either.
Open the letter already.
Yes, sir. Your brochure shipped your time. Shipped. Oh, can't tell you what it says. It's like personal.
You hardly even looked at it. How do you know?
On account it starts off, Dear Maynard.
Read the letter.
Dear Maynard. Oh, he remembered.
Maynard?
Read the letter.
Right.
Dear Maynard, we are having a wonderful time here in Egypt. Yesterday we dug up a moldy old relic, and that reminds me, please say hello to my dad. Hello.
Maynard, you left out a whole paragraph.
Told you I didn't read too good.
Maynard, go on with the letter.
We have made several interesting discoveries. I found a vase that Dr. Burkhart says dates back to the dynasty of King Tut, better known as King Tut. I don't know him either way. Sounds fascinating, huh, Mr. G?
For what it's costing me, that's the word for it. Fascinating.
Dr. Burkhart was working in her tent, and boy, was she excited when I brought the vase to her. We were both very proud and happy to make such a discovery. It was the high spot of the entire dig so far. Dr. Burkhart really puts her heart into her work out here on the desert. She enjoys every minute of it, and her enthusiasm is catching. I, too, have never enjoyed doing anything so much in my entire life. Dr. Burkhart is inspired. The nights here are gorgeous. The moon is so close and the stars are so bright, and I feel like an entirely different person with new ideas about many things. Man, what a time you must be having, huh?
I'm so glad he's having such a fine time. Read on, Maynard.
This Egypt is the most. I want to come here again, year after year.
Oh, Herbert, isn't it wonderful that Dobie's having such a fine time? Herbert?
I think you probably can reach him care of the Great Pyramid, Cairo, Egypt.
United States Army. A glorious day. A day that will rank with Yorktown, with San Juan Hill, with VE Day, with VJ Day. Gentlemen, speaking for the United States Army, indeed for all America, I take excruciating pleasure in handing you your discharge.
Yes, sir. I've just finished my military service. I've protected and defended the United States of America to the best of my ability. And if I say so myself, I didn't do too bad a job. There wasn't one single invasion all the time I was in the Army. Those days are over. I have my honorable discharge, and now it's back to civilian life. It's sure going to be good getting back. Not that I didn't like the Army. I mean, the Army taught me an awful lot of things that are going to be useful in civilian life, like peeling potatoes, digging foxholes, killing people with your bare hands. All valuable experience for when I become a civilian again. Brother, I can hardly wait. Excuse me. Let's face it. You can put a uniform on me and stick a gun in my hand, teach me to march and drill and shoot and fight. But way down deep, I'm still Dobie Gillis, civilian. And I won't kid you. I'm mighty happy to be going back. And I tell you who else is happy to be going back to civilian life. My friend, Maynard G. Krebs.
I don't want to go back, Dope. Don't let him send me back to civilian life. Maynard, please. Dope, they can't throw me out of the Army. I'm a citizen and a taxpayer.
Maynard, you're not being thrown out. You've got an honorable discharge.
What's the difference? I'm out.
Good thinking. Maynard, let me point out something to you. We're not in the 5th grade. We're young, mature adults, veterans of the United States Army. We're going out into a big, broad, challenging world.
Couldn't we go back to the 5th grade instead?
No, man.
Let's go back to the Army.
Why are you so afraid to go out in the world?
Well, what do we like find out there?
Well, our friends, families, homes, work. Work! Maynard, and that's another thing. You've got to stop screaming every time you hear the word work.
Work!
Maynard!
Okay, good buddy. What kind of, that terrible thing you said are we going to do?
Employment. Yeah, I don't know. Something in the executive line, maybe?
Oh, good thinking. I mean, the world is like crying for executives our age. I mean, especially with beards.
Oh, yeah. Well, how about door-to-door salesman?
Dogs bite you.
Gardener?
Mosquitoes bite you.
Babysitter?
Babies bite you.
Maynard?
Yeah, good buddy?
Let's go back to the Army.
Good thinking.
Yeah.
But, sir, no, negative, no, no, no!
Oh, well, never mind, Maynard. We'll just square our shoulders and grit our teeth. Walk with our heads held high, bravely, into the big, broad, challenging world.
Do you think he'll notice it, Herbert?
Unless he is blindfolded.
Somehow it doesn't seem enough. Don't you think we ought to have something else?
Well, how about having the Joint Chiefs of Staff for a 21-gun salute?
Oh, Herbert. Welcome, war hero
Oh, for
Dobie.
Pete's sake, Winnie. The kid's done a soft hitch in the peacetime army. The worst he's been exposed to is standing rib roasts, inner spring mattresses, and ping pong games, and you want to make a national holiday out of it.
He's coming, Mrs. G. I just saw him turn the corner.
Oh, my goodness. Come on, Herbert. Let's get ready.
Oh, for Pete's sake, Winnie.
Dobie goes marching home again. Hurrah, hurrah. We'll give him a hearty welcome and hurrah.
While I am, of course, touched by this friendly welcome, I should like to point out, A, that I am not Dobie, B, that I have not come marching home from anywhere, and C, that much as I hate to interrupt this musicale, I would like to order a few groceries.
I thought you said Dobie was coming.
But he was. I saw him. See? He stopped to tie Maynard's shoelace.
Artichoke cards, patty de foie gras, lobster tails. I don't mean to pry, Pomfret, but have you inherited some money?
No.
Well, you can't afford these fancy deluxe gourmet items on a high school teacher's salary, and you teachers ain't had a raise in 10 years. I know. I voted against every one of them.
You certainly did, good citizen Gillis. However, the fact is that I am no longer teaching in high school. I am now teaching in college.
No, rah, coonskin coat, stuff like that, huh? Where? Princeton, Harvard, University of Pennsylvania, or one of them other fancy joints up in Boston?
Not quite that fancy, Mr. Gillis. As a matter of fact, it's the S. Peter Pryor Junior College right here in town.
Oh, isn't that lovely?
You heard of this place?
Why, yes, it's a wonderful institution. The tuition is free, and anybody can get in just so he's a high school graduate.
You call this a college?
No, Mr. Gillis, a junior college. It's a 2-year course instead of a 4-year course. But they have an excellent curriculum and a fine faculty, all of whom, and I take pleasure in including myself, get paid a living wage.
I'm sure the high school is going to miss you, Mr. Pomfret.
Oh, I've enjoyed my years at the high school, mind you, but there have been 1 or 2 minor disadvantages, such as long hours and short money, and occasional students who turn your hair gray.
I know what you mean, like Dobie's kooky friend Maynard, huh?
Yes, and I also mean like Maynard's kooky friend Dobie.
Dobie's a marvelous boy.
Oh, he's a peach, provided you don't have to teach him physics, chemistry, or English literature.
He's coming this time for sure.
Oh, dear, Herbert, quickly. Mr. Pomfret, you don't happen to be a soprano, do you?
Madam, I am a bass baritone.
Oh, well, in that case, that will have to do. Come on, everybody, now. And when Dobie goes marching home again, hurrah, 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 the men will cheer, the boys will shout, the ladies, they will all come out, we'll all feel gay when Dobie goes marching home.
Thank you.
The old church bell will peal with joy, hurrah.
Thank you, one and all. I'm deeply touched.
Me too. At my house, they never sing when they see me. What they usually do is cry.
Why, Major dear, I'm sure they love you very much.
It's possible.
Well, enough of this palaver. Dobie, now you're out of the Army, and I've been waiting for this day. You are a veteran and a mature adult, and I see no need to shilly-shally any longer. You and I are going to get married. Here's my veil. Hang on.
Zelda.
Here's your boutonniere.
Yeah.
The ring.
Uh-huh.
The beautiful.
Beautiful.
Application
Look,
for
look.
marriage
Is
license.
there something you ought to
Signed
know?
right here on my name.
Zelda, dear, I'm sure that in the fullness of time, perhaps you and Dobie will want to get married. But in the meantime, dear, he needs to be rehabilitated.
Yeah.
I mean, he needs a mother's tender, loving care to smooth over the ugly scars that the Army has left upon him. Why, look at him, a hulk, a skeleton.
Mom, I gained 14 pounds.
Yeah, you ought to see him in the shower.
Now, Mrs. Gillis.
Now, Zelda.
Now, both of you. You want to marry him. You want to fatten him up. Don't nobody around here care what I want. Here, you know what this is?
Like, yeah, that's an end son. Man, you don't see a lot of them no more.
Maynard. This is my dream, my fondest hope. This sign hanging out in front, Gillis and Son. Why, I had this sign painted the night Dobie was born. I've waited all these years to make my dream come true.
Gee, I'm getting pretty misty.
And I'm getting pretty mid. Dad, you got a plan? Mom, you got a plan? Zelda, you got a plan? Wouldn't anybody care to ask me?
Why, of course, dear. What do you want to do?
What I really want to do is...
Well, I don't really know.
A stranger may be forgiven for interfering in family affairs. Dobie, surely you must have some sort of a plan tucked away in the back of that tiny cranium.
Well, yeah. When I got out of high school, I thought I had enough education. I mean, I thought there wasn't a heck of a lot more for me to know. But then I went into the Army and I learned a few things. And it seemed the more I learned, the more I knew I didn't know. What I'm trying to say, I'd like some more education. I'd like to go on to college. But I'm not kidding myself. My marks aren't good enough for college. And even if they were, where would I get the money for tuition? So I guess I just better forget the whole thing. I mean, there aren't any colleges that take guys without marks and without tuition.
Well, I better be moving along. A lot of things to do today. Been nice to see all of you again.
Mr. Pomfret.
Where are you going?
Yeah.
Oh, it isn't fair. It just isn't fair. Now, I served my time with those guys in high school. I did my duty above and beyond.
What is the name of that college you're teaching at, Mr. Pomfret?
Where the tuition is free.
Where any high school graduate can get in?
Even me?
Even you.
The S. Peter Pryor Junior College?
Well, Pompey?
Maynard.
Yes, sir.
Dobie.
Yes, sir.
welcome, freshman.
Hey, wait for me! Think of it, Herbert. Our son, a college man.
Yeah. Yeah. Rah, rah, rah.
I am Dean Magruder. Let me welcome you to S. Peter Pryor Junior College. You'll be happy to hear that I'm not going to make a long speech. Now, I would like to make a long speech because nothing delights me more than the sound of my own voice. However, there's no time for a long speech. You have never been so busy in your lives as you're going to be at S. Peter Pryor Junior College. Now, if anyone here thinks that college is nothing but fun and games, he'd better leave right now.
Well, let's cut out.
Pay attention. You've all been given copies of this freshman orientation guide. Now, this is your Bible, your manual, your rule book. Read it carefully and do everything it says. Do it quickly and do it right. Remember, you're in college now. There's no one to take you by the hand and guide you. No one to watch over you. It's a big job, I know, but if you can't handle it, then you're simply not college material. You're all adults and
Maynard, aren't you listening to the dean?
You're on your
Sure,
own.
good buddy.
Well, aren't you
Whether
worried?
you are a success or failure
Of course
in
I am.
college,
Well, if you're worrying,
it's your own responsibility. That's all I have to tell you. Now, open your freshman orientation guide. Your instructions are all in here. Start on page 1 and follow each instruction till the end of the book. You're dismissed.
Now then, Mr. Gillis, I'm here to help you select a program of studies for your freshman year. Do you have any particular subjects that you're interested in?
Well, I don't know, sir.
They never do.
But I know this. I want to learn. Now that I finally got to college, I'm going to give it a college try. You can bet on it.
I am fortunately not a betting man. All right then, Mr. Gillis, let's take a look at the curriculum. What would you think of taking a pre-law course?
Law. Yeah, law. I'm sure I wouldn't do too bad at it.
Your confidence is touching.
Yeah, law. It's kind of a natural for me. I mean, I'm fast on my feet, and I've got the gift of gab, and I'm so clean-cut and honest-looking that any jury would have to believe me. Yeah, law. I'd make a big reputation as a trial lawyer, and, of course, a lot of money. But that isn't the important part, the money, I mean. I'm a modest man with modest needs, and as soon as I took care of my modest requirements, I'd give up private practice.
And become a judge.
What else? There I'd be, sitting on the bench in my black robes. Uh-oh.
What's the matter, Your Honor?
Murder cases, death penalty. I just couldn't do it, Mr. Wirtz. I mean, I'm a just man and a brilliant student of law, but I just couldn't bring myself to send a man to the chair. I'm sorry, but you see how it is.
I see how it is.
I guess I'm just all heart, sir.
You're all something, Mr. Gillis.
Heart. Hey, that gives me an idea. A brilliant idea. A great-hearted guy like me ought to take up medicine. Sure, that's what I ought to. Yeah, saving lives, healing the sick, the lame, the halt, performing fabulous operations. Uh-oh.
Yes, Doctor?
Operations. I can't stand the sight of blood.
Oh, of course not. You're all heart.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hey, I got an idea. With my big talent in science.
What big talent?
The big talent I showed when I became the great surgeon.
That big
that
talent.
big
Yes.
talent,
Well, go on. With your big talent in science, you...
Well, why don't I go into physics? I mean, this is the age of space exploration. Who knows? Maybe I could be the one who builds the first spaceship to Mars.
Mr. Gillis, about your program. So far, we've eliminated law, medicine, and physics. Now, naturally, you can't major in education because teachers have to keep kids after school, and you could never do a thing like that,
never.
being all heart. Then there's economics.
Well-
But if you study economics and become a banker, you'd have to refuse loans to people who come in without any collateral, which, of course, you couldn't do.
No, never.
Then there's dentistry, which we needn't even go into.
Looks hopeless, huh?
Not at all. I've handled cases like yours before, thousands of them. If I may say so myself, I've developed quite a technique for dealing with people like you.
Oh? What's that?
It's a kind of eeny, meeny, miny, mo. You put this blindfold over your eyes, Mr. Gillis.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And then you throw these darts at the board behind my desk.
Oh, good thing.
American ingenuity. All right, go.
Well, what am I taking?
Congratulations, Mr. Gillis. You're taking Russian literature, welding, and fingerprint identification. And if I were you, I'd leave the building by the back door.
Don't. How come we're running?
Because we gotta meet our big brothers and we're late.
What big brothers? We ain't got no big brothers. We're an only child.
Maynard, it's an old college custom. When you're new on campus, they give you a big brother to show you the ropes. Understand?
No.
Oh, never mind. I'll explain later.
Hi, what's your name?
Krebs.
Here it is, Krebs. I'm Tyler Crookshank.
How do you do?
I'm your big brother.
Oh, you're Joshin.
No, it says so right here. Krebs Maynard G. See?
Yup, it's right there.
Well, all right, little brother, let me show you around.
Dope, you were like right. I do have a big brother. And all my life I wanted my own really and truly big brother. And now I got one. Oh, shouldn't we like do something first? I mean, us being brothers and all?
What do you mean?
Well, I know it's probably like old-fashioned and out of style, but like I always say, blood is thicker than water.
What are you getting at?
What are you, some kind of a nut? No, I'm just a normal American boy. But you don't run into your big brother every day. I mean, I didn't even know I had a big brother. Of course, I don't go out of my room much. What part of the house do you live in, big brother?
Krebs, I think you've got it a little mixed up.
Yeah, I usually do. Oh, boy, am I glad I got a big brother. I mean, it's going to be screams tonight sitting around watching television and playing the bongos. And you can borrow my clothes anytime you want to, Krebs. I mean, what are brothers for? I mean, what's mine is yours. Here, you want to borrow my petrified frog?
Krebs.
Oh.
Would you listen?
Sure, big brother. Hey, I wonder how they kept it from me all these years.
Krebs.
Maybe they don't know about it. Yeah, I bet that's it. Big brother, do my mother and father know you're my big brother?
No, of course
well,
not.
Come on,
Now,
let's go home and tell them they got like a right to know.
Krebs, you don't understand.
Grown-up big brother. Ooh, what an age we live in.
Krebs.
Come on, we'll go on home and get some mom's apple pie and you can play with my train. Come on, big brother.
Hi, Mr. Pomfret.
Like Mr. Pomfret, sir.
Boy, what a break finding a familiar face.
Yeah. This is my lucky day. Well, freshmen, how are things going? And I withdraw the question.
Well, it's pretty confusing, Mr. Pomfret. All these buildings and strange places and new things to do.
Now I lost my way 6 times already today.
You lost your way. I lost my big brother. I tied him to a tree so I could take him home after school, and now I can't find him.
Maynard, I must confess that I wondered how Dobie would make out in higher education. But as far as you're concerned, I never had the slightest doubt.
Like, thanks.
Like you're welcome.
And all them programs we had to make out. Man, I never knew there was so many subjects in the whole world.
By the way, what are all of you taking?
Russian literature, welding, and fingerprint identification.
I'm taking Swahili, wildlife management, and optical lens grinding.
I'm taking marriage problems 1, 2, and 3.
Zelda, we're in college now.
Well, my luck hasn't entirely deserted me.
What do you mean?
I mean, my young barbarians, that fortunately I am not teaching any of the courses that you are taking.
Oh? What are you teaching?
English, biology, and fencing.
English?
Biology?
Fencing?
Oh, no.
We could transfer.
Sure, we could change our program so we could take Mr. Pomfret's classes.
Just like the good old days.
Hey, Mr. Pomfret, you didn't eat your lunch.
I shall never eat again.
Attention all freshmen. You will proceed at once to room 319, Vincent Hall. The doors close in 5 minutes.
have made a mistake. I think possibly we're not college types.
I wasn't even a high school type.
Dobie, I don't like this kind of defeatist attitude. We can't quit so soon. It's only the first day. We gotta hang in there and fight. Remember that good old motto, never say die.
And you remember this motto, never bite off more than you can chew.
And this one, Tippecanoe and Tyler, too. I was just holding my end of the conversation.
Zelda, let's be realistic. College is okay for you. I mean, you got a giant brain. But for ordinary guys like me...
And me.
It's just too much.
Courage, Poopsie, courage.
It's not a question of courage. It's a question of common sense.
And sore feet. I bet we walked 1,000,000 miles today.
Yeah, look. First hour, do this. Second hour, do that. Third hour, this. Fourth hour, that. Fifth hour, this. Sixth hour, that. Seventh, eighth, ninth, tenth, 11th. It's just too much.
Hey, good buddy, there's a page left. Maybe you forgot something.
Now, what's the difference? I've had it. This ends the short but happy college career of Dobie Gillis.
And Maynard G. Krebs.
But, Dobie, you wanted to go to college.
I also wanted to be a bareback rider in a circus when I was 10 years old. Let's face it, Zelda, there are just certain things a guy can't do.
Dobie...
Save it, Zelda. What's the difference if I quit now or flunk out later? Why prolong the agony? So long, Zelda.
Goodbye, small girl.
Dobie, Maynard, come back. Come back immediately.
Look, Zelda, I don't know what's on that twisty little mind of yours, but I told you.
I know what you told me. Now read this.
The freshman guide, I read it.
Not the last page. Now read it out loud.
Well, freshman, you've had a long, hard, confusing day. You must feel as though you've been put through a ringer. Well, you have. But don't let it get you down. Tomorrow will be better. And the day after that will be even better. In fact, believe it or not, you're going to get to love S. Peter Pryor Junior College. You'll come to understand why people get sentimental when they talk about alma mater. Alma mater is Latin for adopted mother. And that's precisely what college is, a place where your mother, sheltered and protected, taught the skills and wisdom that you're going to need to cope with the hard world outside. In years to come, wherever you are, whatever you may be doing, you'll always feel a glow, a rush of warmth when you think of S. Peter Pryor. And no matter how sophisticated you get or how cynical you think you are, when you hear the alma mater hymn, there'll always be a little lump in your throat and perhaps a tear in your eye. The hymn's printed below, words and music. We would like to suggest, if we may, that a fitting way to end this long, grueling day is to sing the hymn. Sing it loud and clear. Sing it proudly.
Well, Dobie?
Well, Zelda?
Well, what are we waiting for?
Pryor, oh Pryor, our college so dear, stay in our memory. Wander we might, but you'll always be near. Stay in our memory. Cling to us, thoughts evergreen. Live with us, give to us rapture serene. Pryor our home, Pryor our own, stay in our memory.
Oh, what a beautiful morning.
Yeah, especially for putting out rubbish.
Down so soon here, I bet you didn't even touch your breakfast.
No time, Mom. Got to get to school.
You seem in an awful rush to get over to that college.
No, I am, Dad. I don't want to miss a minute.
You sure you woke the right boy this morning? This is our son, Dobie, running off to school like a racehorse.
You must be very fond of college, dear.
No, it's great.
Dobie.
Absolutely
Come on,
wonderful.
Oh, bye, Mr.
So long, folks.
Isn't it wonderful the way Dobie loves college?
Yeah, that's the word for it. Wonderful.
And I just know that he'll make good and go on and get lots of degrees and be a big success.
Yeah, well, won't be needing that anymore.
how much I admire your truly superb loyalty and devotion. Here your boyfriend, Roger, a prince of a fella, has been back east at Princeton studying to be a genius for 3 months now. And not once have you given him cause to worry or be jealous. Yes, Bernadine, it's girls like you who give me faith in the honesty and integrity of American womanhood.
Oh, well, thank you.
Wait, there's more.
Oh, what?
I love you. Let's go steady.
Back off, you big phony, or get a face full of elbow.
No, my great tawny animal.
All that blabber about admiring my devotion and loyalty. Ha!
But I'm all for him.
Ha!
For a week, maybe, even 2. But after 3 months, it's not loyalty, it's insanity.
Roger and I have a heaven-sent relationship, and no creep like you is going to torpedo it.
Very well, then, my love. Reject me. Fling me away. Turn me into a drifting, aimless, mindless, hopeless wreck.
You rang?
No, Maynard, I didn't. Please, I'm busy. And now, my angel, where were we?
You were a hopeless wreck. Now get lost. Maynard, the dance starts early tonight. Could you pick me up at 9?
Nope, I'm like unavailable to 10.
Oh, but Maynard, 10's awfully late.
Well, don't quibble, chick. Take it or leave it.
I'll take it. 10 will be perfect.
Well, that's better. Now the loot for the tuxedo.
Oh, all right.
Oh, yeah, the taxi fare?
Oh, of course.
Ooh, and a big hunk of miscellaneous for odds and like ends.
Well, all right, here.
My friend Maynard G. Krebs has all the sex appeal of a head of cabbage with a beard. So how do you figure the way that dream Bernadine threw herself all over him? I had to find out the reason. So I went to Maynard and I said, Maynard, I think there's an explanation coming.
Okay, let's have it.
No, Maynard. You're the one who'd better do some explaining, and fast.
What's to explain? I'm gonna take that chick for every nickel she can wring out of her old man, that's all.
Maynard.
Yeah, when she's all wrung out like an old grapefruit, I'm gonna have to squeeze a lot more.
Maynard, is it really you talking?
You bet. Me, Maynard G. Me. The real Maynard G. Me. I'm like rough, tough and like ornery. No more washy-wishy schnook.
Maynard, I'm shocked. What's happened to you? What's wrong?
Nothing's wrong, except I found out the truth. My face is my fortune.
Your face is your fortune. Maynard, you're very sick. I'm taking you home.
Still don't believe me, huh, smart apple? Well, pay me like heat. About 7 or 8 weeks ago, that's almost a month, I was a sweet, lovable, cuddly, stupid kid. And then I struck gas.
Hey, Maynard, that's oil.
Yes, oil. What's the difference? I was on my way. Europa. You see, this Bernadine chick was talking to her boyfriend, Roger, just before he zoomed off to get himself a lift for Pinky education. They were yakking away over in the, by the school over there.
Gee, Roger, while you're away at Princeton, I'm not going to be able to breathe or anything.
Oh, but I want you to, my angel.
Breathe?
Oh, that too, of course. But, I mean, while I'm away at Princeton, I want you to participate in campus activities here. Sorority dances, parties, football weekends.
Oh, I wouldn't dream of going anywhere without you.
Oh, but you must go. While I'm away at Princeton, becoming a man of the world, you can't remain a simple, small-town Alice sit by the fire.
Okay, if you say so, my dear. But I'll just have to find a fellow to escort me who's a friend of yours.
But while I'm away, how do I know he'll remain a friend? I'd be afraid you'd fall in love with him.
Then I won't go.
But my conscience will bother me if you have to sit home alone every night.
Well, then we'll find a fellow that no one could possibly fall in love with.
You rang?
When that disastrous event took place, it was precisely 3:27. I do not make such an important issue of the exact time for any capricious reason. No, I mention it because it marked the moment when Maynard G. Krebs, kind, sweet, gentle child of nature, became Maynard G. Krebs, hard-headed money grubber and gigolo. From that moment on, he began to fall apart, morally, that is. You see, when Bernadine and her boyfriend realized that Maynard's unusual appearance made him the kind of fella it was impossible to be jealous of, they offered him money to escort her to dances, parties, and football weekends. Before long, word of this got around, and Maynard became a valuable commodity. Any girl who had a boyfriend away at school in the East or in the Army or like that could hire Maynard to be her date. Sounds impossible, but Maynard's face had become his fortune. Of all the faces a boyfriend could never be jealous of, Maynard's was the undisputed champion, and he was cashing in on it. The whole situation was disgraceful and degrading. But Maynard, the poor misguided fool, didn't realize it. In fact...
Maynard, I've been looking all over for you. You've got to reconsider my offer.
Oh, flake off, doll. One chick at a time is all I can handle. And my waiting list is longer than your arm. And your arm, too.
But Myron's been away at West Point for over a month now. And tomorrow is sophomore prom day.
Those are the breaks.
Please, Maynard, I'll guarantee you an all-expense-paid visit to Perry's Pizza Parlor after every dance.
Cut the wailing, girl. You're bugging me.
Darlene, I'd be honored to escort
As you
to
were,
the-
Sonny. One look at you and Myron would drop me and mangle you. Maynard, please let me know the minute you have an opening. I'm missing out on everything.
Zoom off, Lulu. See what I mean, Doe? A normal-looking face like yours gets you straight to Nowheresville. But a kisser like mine, man, it's worth its weight in pistachio caramel sundaes.
I can't believe it. What happened to the Maynard G. Krebs who used to spend hours feeding the squirrels in the park? The Maynard G. Krebs who climbed over the fence at the dog pound to free helpless pups. The Maynard G. Krebs who likes to watch sunsets and flowers and rainbows after a thunderstorm. What happened to that sweet, kind, warm-hearted fella?
He went that away, and who needs such a muttonhead? Look, Doe, my client bought me a beautiful plaid vest to go with my tuxedo ensemble. And I gotta go over to the tailor for a fitting, so I'll see you later.
Maynard, what you're doing is un-American.
Oh, Maynard, I've got to talk to you. Ralph's been at
Unhand me, wench. Ooh, man, what a disadjusted world we live in. I mean, I keep wondering, will supply ever equal demand?
Drusilla, my dear. Do you realize that we are witnessing the destruction of the soul of Maynard G. Krebs before our very eyes? And worst of all, the poor misguided creature doesn't even realize how horribly bad off he is.
Garcon, now we're through tripping this light fantastic. Bring our table the caviar. The entire caviar.
Maynard, caviar is so expensive, and I'm already overdrawn on next month's allowance.
Well, Prudence Meglis offered me a lifetime membership in the Dizzy Gillespie fan club. And Lord John Plug said...
He'll have caviar.
Like a skull.
See what I mean? See the fate I had to rescue Maynard from? Boy, was he miserable.
It was a lovely evening, Maynard. Thank you for bringing me.
Oh, stand back, girl. Your hot breath is melting my boutonniere. Let us away.
Maynard, come with me. I'm saving.
Oh, you gotta be some kind of a nut.
I understand why I let you ruin it.
Get it back, you nuthead, or I'll call the paddy wagon.
Maynard, I'm gonna take you back to the kind of life you used to lead.
Stand that chick, call a paddy wagon.
Grub, sir. This is Devil's Way, with the special soft cushions that you ordered.
Calf, soft cushions. Maynard, we're gonna go wake up my folks. That'll help me rescue you from this life of unhappiness. Thanks, we'll walk.
You gotta be kidding. Why would any girl want to give Maynard all that stuff just to go out with her? No, what a stupid question. She's gotta have a hole in her skull, that's why.
I'm trying to tell you, the girls are after him because he's a very valuable commodity.
A very valuable... That broken-down wreck? No offense, Maynard.
No offense, Mr. G.
That's just it, Dad. He's valuable because he's a broken-down wreck. Yeah, no offense, Maynard.
No offense, Doe.
Let it go. I'm gonna call the cops and tell them you're kidnappers and you're holding me for $1 million ransom.
On second thought, who believed me? Forget you mentioned it.
Maynard, you absolutely cannot take money from a girl that way. It's disgraceful.
It's shocking.
It's shameful.
It sounds to me like maybe he's latched onto a good thing.
It is shocking, shameful, and disgraceful.
Now, Dad, help us show Maynard how wrong he is.
Maynard, now you listen to me. This is a man's world, and you gotta act like a man. If you want something, you gotta go out and earn it for yourself. Why? I better quit. He's got me.
Herbert, you are not helping.
Maynard, we're only doing this for your own good. If you straighten out and do what's right, we don't gain anything by it, but you will. You'll win back your self-respect and dignity.
Do as we say, Maynard, before it's too late.
They're right, Maynard. Oh, I know it's awful tempting to take the easy road, but unless a man makes his own way in this life, he ain't really a man. Why, he can hardly look at himself in the looking glass, and as that's pretty tough for you already, why saddle yourself with an added handicap? Oh, you know what I mean.
Maynard, we only want to help. We're your friends.
Like true, the best friends I got in the whole world, or any place else.
Aha! I figured you'd have him here, you low-down kidnapper.
Yeah, you low-down kidnapper.
Maynard, we're friends now.
Maynard, come on. The gang is going to the Peabody for barbecued ribs.
Barbecued ribs?
Maynard, whatever she'll feed you,
We'll feed you.
And we will provide a fine, wholesome American atmosphere.
Maynard, I'll have my father increase my allowance if we'll go to the movie 7 nights a week.
Crazy. Maynard, we'll take you to the movies 7 nights a week, plus matinees.
And we will provide a fine, wholesome American atmosphere.
Come on with me, Maynard. I'll make you happy.
I don't want to go with you. Stay with us. We'll make you strong.
I gotta stick with my good buddy Dobie, because he learned me everything I know. And if he says giving up all them jollies is good for me, well, I gotta give it a try.
Yeah, and you'll win, Maynard. We'll help you win.
Well, you bet we will, Maynard. Why, we'll help you so much even you won't be able to flub a nose.
With the help of our fine, wholesome American atmosphere.
Okay, Dobie, you win for now. But just wait. I've got him accustomed to roast pheasant and caviar. Do you think he'll ever again be satisfied with soda pop and tuna fish?
Oh, she could be right, though, but... I mean, I'm hooked on all them things. Do you think I can kick them?
Don't worry, Maynard. We're right here with you. We'll fight at your side until you've got all those horrible habits completely out of your system.
Ha! They never kicked those habits. He'll be back in 24 hours for the soft, easy, luxurious life. Bye-bye, Maynard. See you soon. Real soon.
Oh, now you're acting like a man, Maynard. And whenever you think you're slipping back, you just yell for us.
We'll get you whatever that hussy would get for you.
Yeah, and forget about what it costs, Maynard. You're much more important than mere money.
That's right, boy. Forget about what it costs. After all, the important thing is forget about when it costs. Now, just hold the phone. You mean I gotta shell out a lot of loot just
Yes,
so,
Herbert,
man?
we
Yes,
do.
Herbert, she do. Maynard, be my guest.
Thanks, Dan. Saving Maynard will be worth whatever it costs. You won't regret it.
Would you like to make book on that?
D-Day, H-hour. The battle had begun. It was bound to be a tough fight, but the game was well worth the candle. For the candle was nothing less than the soul of Maynard G. Krebs.
Oh, no! Oh, please, like Vanish Chick, I promise nobody avoid you like a case of measles. Now, please.
Look, Maynard, shiny new bongos hot off the boat from the Caribbean.
Like I saw. Now take them away, like, please, or I'll flip.
The finest money can buy. Dig the sound. In a place where you can play it as loud as you want to all night long. And each wing of our house, no one can disturb you.
Just a darn minute.
Beat it, Dobie. You're too late. I told you he'd come back to me.
No, he won't. He's strong enough to resist you. Right, Maynard? Right, Maynard?
She said she'd give me them high-class bongos.
You're important. Fine as money can buy. And a place to play them where nobody will bother us.
Don't hate me, Dob. I'm not bad. Just weak.
Maynard, you know we'll match whatever she offers.
Match them bongos?
We'll match them bongos.
When?
Now!
Ain't it bad enough I had to shell out all the loot for them drums without I gotta get up and listen to them, too?
And Maynard has to have an audience when he puts on a performance.
You call that a performance? It's more like an old Mongolian torture.
Bernadine was stubborn and tricky and a girl. And that's a powerful combination to beat. Like the snake in the Garden of Eden, she kept thinking up sneaky new ways to tempt Adam, Maynard.
Oh, no.
Don't you want to go swing in my pool?
Oh, no, cut out. You don't tap me, you siren. I'm taking that soft, easy, happily miserable life. No, please. No,
You won't make it look close.
Oh, I can't. I mean, play golf. I mean, go take a trip someplace.
Now, Maynard, we'll have my fun and there'll be... Oh,
Maynard, don't tell me she's dangling bait in front of you again.
Okay, I won't tell you, but she is, and this time she's got me hooked. Go, girl.
No, Maynard. You know we'll match whatever she offers. What's the come on today, Delilah?
A lazy, elegant afternoon in my swimming pool. Match that, loudmouth.
Yeah, match that, loudmouth.
Come on.
Okay.
would have scared Bernadine off, wouldn't you? But no, the battle for Maynard's soul went on. The enemy was still full of fight.
And then we'll go to the La Fiesta room. They got the best Latin band in town. You know how you love to cha-cha-cha the way I showed you?
Yes, the greatest. All that cucaracha rhythm.
A swinging night of cha-cha-cha. Top that, big talker.
Yeah, nothing to it.
Oh, yeah? We'll see.
We'll see. And that Bernadine thought she had us stuck. Boy, you've got to get up pretty early in the morning to beat us Gillises. Maynard, Mom's the best cha-cha dancer in the whole neighborhood.
Well, for my age, that is. Come, Maynard. Shall we show them how to cut a Latin rock?
Hey, viva la Senorita G. That's Mrs. G in like Latin, you see.
We know, Maynard. We know. Dance already.
Oh.
Ready? And one. And one.
I thought Bernadine taught you how to dance the cha-cha.
Like true, but I was too chicken to lead, and she only learned me how to follow.
You can only follow her. Can't you lead?
Oh, I wouldn't know how, dear.
We're sunk. No wonder that Bernadine was so sure of herself.
Ooh, that music. Man, what a beat. Well, there's nobody here to dance with, so I better go down to the La Fiesta room and find that twinkle-toed chick.
Oh, no, Maynard. Don't go back to her.
Fight that temptation, Maynard. Fight.
I'm sorry, Mrs. G. Dobe G. Dobe G. That means that...
I know, Maynard.
I tried. Honest, I did. But it's bigger than the both of me. So, like, farewell and au revoir. And 1, 2. Cha-cha-cha. 1, 2.
Hold it, boy.
Oh, let go, Mr. G. You're cheating. You said you promised you'd give me anything the chick couldn't. I gotta have somebody to lead me in the cha-cha-cha. I just gotta.
So, when the little lady was becoming the best cha-cha-cha dancer in the neighborhood, for her age, that is, who do you think was leading her? Shall we dance? Cha-cha-cha. 1, 2. Cha-cha-cha. 1, 2. Cha-cha-cha. 1, 2. Cha-cha-cha. 1, 2. Cha-cha-cha. 1, 2.
The time had come for the crucial test. Was Maynard cured? Could he resist the bright, shiny, seductive temptations of Bernadine and return to living like the sweet, undemanding Maynard we all knew and loved? That's what I had to find out.
Endicott Billings. One big whole pile of...
Maynard, hi.
Oh, she's back. Maynard. Keep her away.
Maynard.
Get lost, you bloodthirsty umpire.
Hey, Maynard, that's vampire. This time you've got to face her.
Oh, no, Dope. She'll, like, entice, allure me, and tantalize me back to my old wicked ways.
Listen to her. See what she wants.
Maynard, I have 2 front row seats for the Thelonious Monk concert. What time are you going to pick me up?
Thelonious Monk? Man, he's the wildest. I gotta go hear him. I said I just gotta go hear him. Hey, Dope, ain't you gonna offer to take me to hear old Thelonious so I won't go with her?
No, Maynard.
No, Dobie?
No, Maynard. No more bribes. We did it for a while so you'd have time to make up your mind. But now the hour of decision has arrived. Do you choose her, the shameful, disgraceful, pitiable life, or us? High-minded, straight, noble, and pure. Make your choice.
Choose me, Maynard. I'll give you steak and lobster dinners.
That's right, she will.
And tons of stereo records.
That's right, she will.
It'll be a life of sheer fun and pleasure.
That's true, and all we can offer you is friendship and honor and a chance for you to regain your self-respect.
Come, Maynard. Let us away.
Dobie.
Yes, Maynard?
Yes, Maynard.
I...
Well, Maynard.
Well, Maynard?
I'm staying with you, good buddy. I'm cured. All of a sudden, I don't want no more of them fancy doodads somebody else pays for. Namely a chick.
Maynard, that's wonderful. Just wonderful.
Maynard, have you gone soft in the head or something? I'm offering you all the luxuries a young man could want.
Sure. On account of you want something from me. My face and my lovable personality so you can swing with the hoity-toity set and still keep your boyfriend.
True.
But with Dobe here, it's different. I can't do him no good.
True.
In fact, all I ever do is give him headaches. But, I mean, he don't want nothing from me except I should be his friend. He's got no ulterior motives. That's how I know his way is the right way. Because I'm the only one who like helps.
Maynard, you're a fine, decent human being.
I know.
Maynard?
Yeah, good buddy?
Here.
You're all heart, sir.
Oh, I hope you two will be very happy.
Don't talk about you evil woman.
Maynard, Bernadine, you put up a good fight and you deserve a lot of credit.
Well, thank you, Dobie. You're okay, too. You really stick up for your principles. Gee, it's too bad we couldn't have met under different circumstances.
True, we might have become good friends.
That's quite possible. Well, goodbye.
And don't come back, you evil woman, trying to ruin a sweet, cuddly, lovable kid like me.
Bernadine, I didn't know quite how to say what I had to say to you, and that's why I brought Abigail with me.
Indeed.
Abigail is a student of cultural anthropology at Bixby College for Women.
Indeed.
I feel like an utter cad and bounder about all this. Of course, Bernadine, but when a fellow finds himself an Ivy Leaguer...
Why don't you come out with it, you big phony? You just came back here to tell me off. You got yourself an oversized head and an undernourished girl, and a small-town girl like me just isn't good enough for you anymore.
Indeed.
I'll indeed you, sister. Here's your ring and your pen. And if I find anything more of yours over the house, you can come over and I'll stuff them down your throat.
Careful, careful, those aren't paid for yet.
Indeed, yes, Skinny, and you can have him with my compliments. I'm going to find myself a man who has the guts to stick up for what he believes in.
Hi, Bernadine.
Dobie, darling.
Me, Dobie, darling, me.
Roger and I have just come to a mutual and highly satisfactory misunderstanding.
I just saw.
Oh, you're just the man I'm looking for.
I am? Oh, yeah, I sure am.
Dobie,
Yes.
couldn't we go somewhere and talk?
Of course, my sweet. Your wish is my command.
Dobie Dumpling, you're so cute.
You are the moon and the
You're
stars.
so romantic.
You are poetry.
But you're so impetuous, my sweet. We've only just met. How can we speak of marriage?
When two people are in love, my pearl, it's never too soon to speak of marriage.
True.
Yes.
Roger, that meathead,
Yeah.
and I, we had our initials engraved on everything since the day we met. Good heavens. I ordered a silver serving tray yesterday. I must call them and have our initials engraved on it.
Yes. Oh, voila. Voila, my dime for the phone.
Oh, I'll rush right back.
Each second will seem like an eternity, my sweet questing beast.
Like hi, Dope.
Oh, hi, Maynard. Sit down. Look, Maynard.
Oh, hey, I see you ordered for me.
Wonderful news to tell you. Bernadine and I.
Bernadine?
Yeah.
My former serpent in the Garden of Like Eden?
Yeah.
Man, I'm sure glad you never flipped for her, Dope. Remember once how I thought you was making up everything about helping me just so you could get her? Oh, man, I'm sure glad it turned out I was wrong. Because if I ever found out you and Bernadine were like hacking around together, then I'd never ever trust you or any other human person ever again. Never, ever, never, ever. I mean, I'd lose my whole faith in humanity. And I go back to my wicked ways as being a no-good gigolo. But, Dobe, you're good and true and pure of heart, and you only wanted to help me. And that's how come I'll always believe you and trust you. And, Dobe, I'd give you anything I owned. Oh, yeah, hey, Dobe. Dobe, you want to borrow my petrified frog?
Oh, hi, Maynard.
Oh, get lost, chick.
Look, Bernadine, there's something I gotta... Yeah, get lost, chick.
What? Dobie!
Cut out. Scoot like a bunny. Right, Dobe?
Yeah, like a bunny.
Well, I
never did either. So like hail and farewell, right, Dobe?
Yeah, like hail and farewell.
Man!
Chicks, who needs them anyhow? We always got each other, right, good buddy?
I'm afraid so, Maynard. I'm afraid so.
No, Maynard, this time you lead. Oh, yeah. Ready? 1, 2, cha-cha-cha. 1, 2, cha-cha-cha. 1, 2, cha-cha-cha. 1, 2, cha-cha-cha. 1, 2, cha-cha-cha.